All right, what's good, everybody? What's going on, man? We done made it to Friday. Salutes to everybody coming up in here, man. Salutes to everybody walking through the door. You all welcome to the judges table as usual. Link will be in the pinned to the top of the chat momentarily. Man, as I see, it's a lot of people upset after the New York State Athletic Commission has made their decision. Now, I haven't seen no official paperwork, but it's being reported that it has not been overturned and it's not going to be overturned. It's just going to stand a draw. For me, personally, makes me no never mind. Now, I thought they would did a DQ because of all of the shenanigans, whatever. For as a knockdown, I didn't think they were going to do it because I knew they were going to stand behind the ref, but I thought at least the DQ was going to happen. But nevertheless, part of me was like, nothing's going to happen. Now, I'm pretty sure people are like, ha, 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 ha. Roach did get you know how people be, that old childish motherfuckers going at Roach talking about that's what you get, this, that, and the third, right? I believe it was a ploy to try to do something to force a rematch. I couldn't imagine Roach getting that overturned and not want the rematch, right? Because you would still need the rematch to solidify yourself, right? And that's just my belief. I think that's what he was trying to do. Force a rematch, but at the same token, for all the real Tank fans, I'm talking to the real Tank fans, force the fight. The man still got a draw, went 12 rounds, and it looked like a loss to most. Run it back. Right? If you don't do it for the fans, do it for yourself. Simple as that. It's deserving of a rematch. It should happen. It is what it is. So I don't understand why all the tears, oh man, they bullshitting, man. This ain't the first. You can go all the way back to let's see how far can I go back with New York. Chavez and Sweepy. It's plenty of matches where they done stupid shit. So this ain't the first for me, at least, to see this. But I would definitely like to see them run it back. If anything, they should petition to run it back. Now, I will give my 2 cents on this. It's not like they just decided not to. I'm pretty sure somebody was going to drop their belt. If this shit went the wrong way, it wasn't going to be like that. It wasn't going to be that easy. The former president, I was watching him over there on Ring something. Can't remember the name. Salutes to you. He had the former president. He said, what I would do is review it and then call the WBA and see how they feel about it. When I heard that, if that's the procedure they do, come on, bro. You could imagine that conversation. The WBA like, no, don't overturn it. Shit, that's our champ. We need to keep our bet on somebody. And then he like, shit, hey, I need a reason not to. And that reason came through in that manila envelope. Let me quit playing. That probably didn't go like that, but at the end of the day, that's what I think. When I heard the former president say he would actually call the sanctioning body as if he needs their input to overchange something, I already knew what time it was. So, you know what I mean? So hopefully we get this rematch. And for all the real Tank fans out there, I'm talking about Tank fans. I'm a fan of boxing. And if, as a fan of boxing, it would bother me that he would skate past this and just say, I will accept the draw. So, Tank fans, stand on business. Don't want to know he ain't got to fight him again if he don't want to. Start sounding like no sissies. Is this not the hurt game? You talk it, you got to walk it. Talk big, you got to go big. That's how I was taught. If not, do this. But that's not what's happening. So, and even Tank acknowledged it, right? That he did some stupid shit. So why not Why fucking not, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I just think, like I said, bro, I don't know what Tank had lined up, and I hope they don't interfere with nothing. I just, from a real true boxing standpoint, man, drop the bullshit, put the gloves on, and get right back in that ring with no fucking problem, right? I wish it was that easy, but at least schedule a date, something. If Tank skate past this, bro, I don't want to hear none of y'all Tank fans coming at me or any of that. Nothing. Because it's not like it was just a regular draw where it was like even. It was so much controversy in this fight. It was nuts. And then the world is more of the world is viewing that Tank lost. From promoters to former fighters to current fighters. And we're not even talking about his rivals. People who ain't even got a horse in the race. You understand me? Or like, yeah, he lost that motherfucker. So this ain't one of the ones where it's like they just hating on Tank. No, everybody saw it. Just like everybody saw what happened to Devin. Everybody saw what happened to Tank. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that point. It is what it is, bro. All right. Now I want to go move on to my next little tenure. Then I'm definitely putting this link in the chat because I want people to come up give their say so, because this fight is interesting. That's on his own body and Rakaza, I think that's how you say his name. This whole Turkey Al-Sheikh thing. Now, I done already summed it up for the past fucking year on this shit. Now, I'm gonna say it like this, and as I was talking, know what you getting into. That's all I can say. I don't have no stake in boxing, right? That's what people tell me. Bullshit. I spend my money on this shit, and I watch UFC, follow UFC. I don't watch it as harshly as I do boxing or whatnot, but Dana has openly said how much he despises boxing. And that's the part that bothers me. I don't give a fuck about no plan. I don't give a fuck about how he did UFC. The Dana fans are going to say that shit. But if you've been watching UFC and you're a true fan of UFC, you'll see the same shit that's happening in boxing in UFC. So that plan that he started with out in the beginning of UFC, yes, it was dope as fuck. The top five was fighting each other, X, Y, and Z, all that shit. Then all of a sudden, you just start picking motherfuckers up because of popularity and making them fight the champ. That ain't what's up. That's what happens in boxing with the sanctioning bodies. Now, that's just that piece. That's the part that bothers me when you telling me you got a model, but you don't. You just taking the model of UFC and thinking you can apply that. These are two different entities. They are not the same, right? Boxers get paid way different than they do over there, right? You lock these dudes into major deals where they can't go nowhere else and fight, all sorts of shit. These dudes some of these guys sign up for 10 fights and getting paid $5,000 a fight. Who the fuck does that, bro? And then you can string me along? No, that's bullshit. Hence why they want to get rid of the Ali Act. And if you got to do that to discredit motherfuckers to get your way, you're a shitty businessman. Right? I mean, that's just being real. Now, for those with Ali Act don't understand is, that's so the fighter, if you're the headliner, you get to see the percentage. You get, and that's not just asking, because if I'm the headliner, I'm getting a percentage. It's just to make sure you don't get over on me. That's all it is. It doesn't say that I have to get paid millions. It doesn't say that's why fighters get paid all this money. No, as he's trying to parade it. Oh, that's why they overspending money. They overdoing this. This comes out of Dana's mouth. Ain't got shit to do with Ali Act. But it's funny he says that and all these bad things about boxing, and then pairs up with a person who throws tons and tons of money into boxing. So it just, to me, just don't mix. Now, that's the Dana side of it. And believe me, I'm going to get to the good part. You got Turkey, who has this thing, a personal vendetta with the sanctioning bodies. And him wanting is like blatant disrespect to the sanctioning bodies. And also now it seems like anybody who's going to represent those sanctioning bodies. I'm not going to play the footage because I ain't trying to get clapped. But go back and watch the face-off between Canelo and William Skull. You'll see Eddie Reynoso try to come over and give him the WBC belt. And Turkey face went like balled up and was like, get that shit up out of here, bro. I'm like, damn. Now I see where this heading. Don't matter, but he don't want none of them belts showcased. That's going to pose a problem. All on his own. You see what I'm saying? Then now you leaving fighters high. I mean, just you going to leave them out high out the draft. Why you say that, Slick? Bivol was ordered to fight Benavidez. Now, just a minute ago, literally a minute ago, like last week, Bivol was his guy. This is the man. This is my dude. Bar none. Can't nobody fuck with him. I told y'all he was going to come back and win type shit. Remember that? That man said, nah, you know what to do. I'm gonna read it to you. Hugging my ass, no problem. Going back and forth with the shit. Oh, I didn't screenshot it, did I? Damn, I thought I screenshot that shit, but y'all can find it. But I did. I am no longer interested in Bivol Benavidez and will not bid on it. I think Bivol knows who has delivered for him and who hasn't. My advice to Bivol, don't be late because every day something changes. You know what I took from that? Fuck them sanctioning bodies, drop the belt, and come to TKO. That says I don't have time for that shit no more. I'm spending my hard-earned money. Well, he ain't earned shit. I'm spending the Prince's money over here on TKO. You understand me? He on this Suge Knight. Come to Death Row Records. That's what he on. So, I'm off. Now, this is the good part. I'm off for competition. I've seen part of this already, right? I've seen part of this already. Right now, I'm watching the MVP card while I'm doing the show with y'all, right? And I remember in the beginning, Jake Paul didn't care about sanctioning bodies. He didn't either. He wanted to create a league, if y'all remember. He wanted to have his own promotion, do it in-house, and have his own belt, which was the MVP belt. Do y'all remember this? The belt came along when he fought Tyron Woodley. He made the announcement then. He didn't care about no, he don't care about no WC, he don't care about none of that shit. But what happened? He asked to play ball. The co-main event, Little Women was a champ. By who? A sanctioning body. The belt still exists, but ain't nobody carrying it. Right? And what is he also doing? He has prospects. This whole card is basically prospects. That's what they are. And he's starting from the ground up. All right? I have no problem with that. This whole thing about crushing sanctioning bodies and trying to take over all of boxing, that's why I think you're a little over your head, bro. Especially with the team. It's all good to have a league, but I don't think that league is going to get rid of Top Rank and none of that shit. I really don't. When I sat down and thought about it long and hard, bro, I can't see boxers not wanting to fight for them belts, given the long history of them belts. I can't see this man thinking he just finna come out and crush everybody. Yeah, he done pigeonholed everybody. He done got them all over to the zone. He has fucked over some shit in a lot of ways that I really wasn't gonna get into it, but like, he's taking a page out of, I feel like he's taking a page out of Uncle Al's book, the PBC. When the PBC first launched, they posted fighters from Golden Boy, but he had a monopoly going on. He was on CBS, Showtime, Fox. It wasn't a station Bounce. It wasn't a station that Uncle Al was not on. The PBC was everywhere. All right. According to Turkey, he's going to be on The Zone, Netflix, and ESPN Plus. Guess who just left ESPN or they got rid of? Top Rank. Now Top Rank's over on DAZN. So now you got all the major players over on DAZN except Uncle Al. Simple and plain. And also this man about to have his shit on DAZN as well. So he think he's creating this monopoly, but I think it's gonna be entertaining for some years until these old heads phase out. When they see the grass ain't green on the other side, as they say. And what I mean is, it was an interesting statement that Dana made. Turkey got all the fighters already. He knows the people who contracts are up and all of that, right? And that's true. And then you got Mauricio Suleiman that kind of got himself in a bit of a tangle with this Grand Prix because he's funding the Grand Prix. Turkey funding the Grand Prix, which is all about prospects. So he says that he's gonna have all his main events gonna be major cards, but everybody else on the card will be prospects. So now he's looking at to have first picks. But all of this, when it come down to the business side of it, I can't see Dana getting away paying boxers peanuts. I just can't see that. I can't see that model working how he does it with UFC. I don't see how it all fits. I just don't. And maybe that's why Turkey did a multi-year deal. He didn't ink a deal like a lifetime deal, like these are my guys. A multi-fight deal to me sounds like if they can't get the ball rolling, I'm gonna find somebody else. I feel like Nick Khan in WWE and Dana White is not the guys. I feel like he should have got some guys who could box or left them guys behind the scene and found you a spokesman, like how Eddie Hearn was a spokesman for DAZN. DAZN didn't come out and be like, yeah, we're getting into boxing, but we got darts and billiards. No, they put Eddie on the front, somebody that everybody know and you could trust for his boxing, right, as fans. That's how I see it. I want to know y'all's true opinion on that, and also the Tank Davis. But I think it's gonna be entertaining enough. But I think what's gonna end up happening overall, it's gonna be just like MVP. It's gonna become a standalone company, and they're gonna end up working with these sanctioning bodies somehow, just like OTX did. OTX worked with the WBC. They have a OTX WBC belt, which allows those fighters that just fight on OTX to be in the rankings. Somewhere, somebody's going to have to bend. If you exile yourself, you end up like Uncle Al when you don't want to play well with others. So, say you. What do y'all think? The link's in the chat for anybody want to come up and give their 2 cents on here. Me personally, that's how I look at it. I'm not mad at it. I just don't like the antics that I feel like going to come along with it. And I believe it's going to be coming sooner than later. You got people at Ring Magazine that don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many people like stating their thing. That's just from Ring Magazine. Like they all on Twitter, like this shit not going to work. This shit crazy. Like, how do you fix the Wild Wild West, bro? It's not like, think about it. You got one man and he might got a shitload of money, but you got to think about it like this. He about to take on Golden Boy, Top Rank, right? PBC. Them are 3 wars by itself. I don't know. Unless he already talked to everybody, and when he launched, everybody that's about to be on their last fight or them fought their last fight, walk away from these other companies, just join TKO. Which I don't understand because I don't believe, because how would someone do so or want to do so hearing Nick Khan and Dana White talking about, yeah, we got to get rid of the Ali Act. That protect those fighters, bro. That's why it's in place, so you can't jerk me around, bro. And they say he made billions of dollars. Yeah. Yeah, off the back of every one of them fighters. And you wonder how. They have no protection over there, bro. None whatsoever. The only ones that make that type of money is the big stars. And you saw Francis Ngannou say the most money he made was $900,000, and he was the star. I'm just saying, bro. So for me, it's about to be real interesting. Like I said, I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago when last year when he started with Skillshare and he started talking to fights directly. He wanted to be a promoter. Like I said, he wanted to be a promoter, but he can't be a promoter. You see what I'm saying? He can't. But now he found his way in. And the thing is, he technically is not a promoter. He's still a facilitator. But again, he's taking a page out of Uncle Al's book. Al Heyman is not a promoter. He is an advisor. Dana White, Nick Khan is going to be the promoter. He's going to be an advisor. We've seen this play happen before. And yes, he has the money to do crazy stunts like Santa Monica Pier had the fights there. He about to have it in New York, Times Square. He's going to have fight Alcatraz. But now he's stepping in the arena of being an actual promoter and not working with current promoters doing these things. Now I could definitely ask the question, how long is it going to last before you become regular degular like MVP? I mean, it is what it is. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. Salute to everybody coming up in this thing, man. 913, I see you. E-Dub, I see you, bro. DJ, I see you. Nectar, other guys, what's going on, Mark? Round one, what's happening? Paula, what's happening? Mark Nash, what's happening? Mark Nash TV, what's going on? Yeah, man. What y'all saying too, man? I need to be reading this. Heavy Bag just dropped in with the big kaboom. What's going on, man? I ain't got no kaboom, man. But I got this. I got one of these though. I can give you that. I can give you that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it could turn into something positive. It could turn into a D League if they're gonna be working with all the prospects and they can leave. But I tell you this, if Dana have his way, the reason he want prospects because they're young and they dumb and they'll take whatever dollar that look good at the time, and he could lock them in for long-term contracts if they get rid of that Ali Act. You understand me? That ain't what's up, bro. That's a serious thing. And for all the ignorance that's out here, I'm talking about all you dumbass motherfuckers that's sitting there on this Dana White train talking about, oh, man, Ali Act just make sure they get paid a shitload of money. No, that ain't what it's about, bro. That shit work for the lowest motherfucking main event. That has nothing to do with that. That's a deal you put in place with your promoter. I want my guarantee to be 2.5 and I want 25% of revenue. If that promoter say, okay, cool. The Ali Act comes in when y'all done 2 months later, when all the pay-per-views tally up, all the money tally up. Yo, I need to see that paperwork because you can write down any number and say, this is what we made. No, I want to see financials. I want to see it. So I know what the 25% really is. So I know that you're not scheming me. But now it's a campaign out here trying to put this misinformation. And I ain't gonna lie, I knew UFC had fans, but I didn't know Dana White per se had this many fans. Like, Twitter is blowing up with it. It's nuts. It's nuts. Punch, what's happening, man? Come to the stage. We got that boy. DJ, what's going on, my guy? What's going on, man?
How are you, Slick? How are you, everyone? G'day, Punch. I jumped up here before you come in. I got to say,
what's happening?
You sound pretty negative about this, to be fair. You've got concerns, and they're legitimate concerns. I'm not going to take that off you, but I don't think in the last couple of days when you and I have been discussing this, I've not really felt you get excited about any model that could be put in front of us. As fans watching boxers, right?
Uh-huh.
Is there any level of excitement? Because remember some of the, not you personally, but there was a lot of pushback when Riyadh season started in 2023. You know, same conversations. Oh, it's not going to last. Turkey's losing money every
Right.
time she comes out, and you know these
Mm-hmm.
fighters, BBC that, Golden Boy this, and like I sort of alluded to yesterday, that it's almost a 180 degree that it looks like, and there's very little details. So I watched a couple of interviews with Eddie Hearn today, and Eddie being Eddie, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to misquote him, but basically he said, look, the promoters have known about that something's been in the mix like this for the last, say, 12 months, and they've just been waiting the last 3 months for something official to be announced.
He knew. He said
Well,
he knew.
he knew. Also, what comes with that, whether he's playing coy or not, he's not sure whether promoters are going to get invited to go across there with their stable and compete under TKO,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Dana White has said, look, we're going to have a look at prospects. We're going to have a look at up and comers. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of good boxers that people don't know, and that's fair too, right? But in
Right.
amongst all of that, all indications from the homework and the interviews that I've watched is that Riyadh season is going to continue in parallel, right? It's booked out to early next year. It just hasn't been announced yet.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to replace the money injection that Turkey's putting or committed to Riyadh season and the Grand Prix. There's just additional money going over there to TKO, which, what did I find out today, will be under ESPN. They took Top Rank's time slots.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. So I agree with you in principle about the Ali Act, but that assumes that everyone's going to roll with not looking after boxers. You
Right.
know, you assume the worst there and say that boxers aren't going to get a contract in front of them. That's not fair. You know, I don't know what the numbers are going to be because, you know, they've already said that the price is going to be inflated. If they come out of Riyadh season getting $20 million, is
Well,
TKO going to be able to afford that?
well,
And the
DJ,
answer is,
I'm not saying that it's not a contract in front of you not going to be fair. I'm saying that if I put a contract in front of you and you're my headliner, and we gonna go as the lowest tier headline, you're my I guarantee you $10,000, and I tell you I'm gonna give you 15%. Okay, and after 60 to 90 days, you come back say, hey, when I'm gonna start getting checks for that 15%, and then I put a number in front of you and say, well, we only grossed about 100,000, right? And you say, okay, but when I'm gonna get my money, right? Well, what the Ali Act does is that you don't have to take my word for it. Can I see the financials to make sure you tell me the truth that it's 100,000, so I know what my 15% is really worth? That's what that is. Not necessarily the contract. You can give anybody what you want. And what it does is stop promoters from screwing over the boxers.
yeah, so I understand that. And what I meant by way of fairness is all of that's been made transparent. But right up until today and including today, Turkey's been paying his boxers up front. There's none of this once a month, once a quarter.
Right,
This is
right,
what we agreed on. Bang, you got in the ring. Here it is. It's in your bank account because
right,
it's still Turkey's money. It's not Dana White's money.
right. Facts, 100%. That's why I say he's taking
So,
the. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
and they still need to be able to compete. Like if they want to compete with MVP, Matchroom, Top Rank, Golden Boy, PBC, they still have to financially compete. So if Matchroom and Top Rank and Golden Boy can draw people into their stable, particularly good fighters, and once they build a name, they're saying, look, we can guarantee you 1.5 million a fight, whatever those reasonable numbers are, not 20 million, but 1.5, 2 million, whatever it is, depending on who they are. TKO is going to need to match that or better it. They're
Right,
not going to be able to get people, attract them across to a new, same industry, but new employer, right, for 100 grand instead of 1.5 million. The
facts.
fighters will know their worth, right? Well, it's really the manager's job to make sure that they don't
That's
get
what I was.
undercut.
That's what I was finna say. Yeah, you gonna have to have a good manager and an honest manager.
And look, it won't take long. You can't start out on the wrong foot in a new enterprise. You can't spend 12 months trying to build your product, and fighters are walking away within the 12 months and saying that Dana or Turkey or TKO ripped me off and didn't pay me.
Mm-hmm.
If language like that starts to get out about your new business enterprise, you've lost before you've started.
Right. That's what
So
I.
look,
Oh,
I
my bad. Go ahead.
just want to be optimistic, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. If it just turns out to be an absolute lemon, well, it's not coming out of my bank account. I don't care. But somewhere, somehow, there's enough money to feel confident that we're going to get a product. Now, how they're going to build their stable, we don't know. Obviously, I mean, they haven't officially announced it, but we know who's going to be the top fight in September, their first card.
Don't
Yeah,
show that. Don't show that.
round,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
round one, you can't put the
Yeah, you give me clap.
yeah. So look, I just think that for me anyway, I won't speak for anyone else. It's a little bit too early. The details are few and far between.
Yeah, no, that's why I only can go off the words they say. And like I say, for me, I'm a stickler for words. And if what the word by the language that's being used, you're gonna create a shitstorm for yourself. Because everything you're saying, I agree with 100%. I don't know how you're gonna attract in the future. Because as of right now, he got some names that can help start TKO. You get what I'm saying? For his main events, we don't know how long Bud gonna last if he lose to Canelo or win, but he got other names that he know that will come over. You get what I'm saying, and help him out. Now, that's why I read the Evolve comment he made. You see what I'm saying? I made a comment yesterday or on the phone to you when I said, how do you get rid of a whole village? You cut the water off, right? You right? And
Well,
that's what it seems like started
that's
today.
one way to do it. But
That's one
see,
right. But
the thing is that well, whilst I'm not trying to discredit him, Turkey's been known to actually speak a dozen times before he's supposed to when something changes. He gets too excited. He can't help himself.
mm-hmm.
Right. So he starts flapping his gums, and all of us as fans find out later, 2 months, 3 months down the track, that wasn't the case or something's changed.
That's what I'm hoping to hear, because all the talk about crushing all the other promoters and all of that shit, like, you making enemies early, bro. And some of the antics that he pulling, like, for him not to, now it's his show, so you know what I mean. But the tell Canelo he can't represent none of his other belts at a face off, it's like, that's just dumb. If anything, that adds value to your production, bro.
Well, it looks to me that they're gonna try and take the Ring magazine belt with them into TKO. That's
Well, he
my
can.
early,
It's
But
his.
I do share the same concerns about the history and the legacy of all the other sanctioning bodies and the belts. We've got fighters getting in the ring now because of their heroes. They've been watching Bud Crawford. They've been watching Canelo, right? And they
Right.
want to aspire to get those belts around their waist just like their heroes did.
Right.
That's part of attracting kids and new people into the sport, right? That their
Right.
heroes kind of excite them and get them into the sport. So that's never going to go away. But whilst ever Riyadh season's there, and Eddie was pretty upfront, he said, "Look, I'm contracted without Riyadh season for 35 fights a year."
Well, yeah, I did my research on him before that. I think I was telling Nine that I was like, he threw 30 something fights worldwide. So
Well, yeah,
he can
that's
go
what.
back, but he's the biggest of them all. Him and Frank Warren.
So
You can,
those belts are never going to go away, thankfully.
right. At least
And
like right.
you would have to assume that some of those belts are going to be up for grabs in the up and coming Riyadh seasons. You can't. They can't not be.
Right. And I mean, I'm optimistic to the point where, like, this could force sanctioning body hands to force the sport to get more exciting without him. Meaning, you guys are going to start forcing fights. You get what I'm saying? more fights that we're gonna want to see instead of shifting the ranking system around to see fit of the fighter. You know what I mean?
Or Turkey becomes less influential in the sanctioning bodies because he's over there got his own product, and some of the behaviours of the boxing business go right back to where they were in 2022 and beforehand.
Right.
So it can go both ways.
Right.
Or it could be that. It could be that. Or I feel like maybe if you, like you said, who said they're gonna take the ring belt and do it like that, or try to take the ring belt and have it?
Well, he owned the ring belt.
Okay.
He owns Ring Magazine. That's his belt.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I think like if he does have a belt, he'll try to like have his promotion around that belt or something. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know how like in Muay Thai you got so or like kickboxing too, you got so many. Yeah, I'm watching one championship right now, and you got kickboxing champions, Muay Thai champion, but that's in that organization. That's not like
Right.
the WBA or the WBC Muay Thai belts. That's a whole
Right.
different belt. That's their promotional shit.
Right.
So it could be something like that. But yet again,
It,
he's gonna have to start from scrap, from
well,
bottom.
that's what I'm saying. Two can exist at the same time. If you watch British boxing, they got the Commonwealth belt, they got the EU belt, they got like 3-4 belts of their own, but they still fuck with the WCW. You understand what I'm saying? They have their belts too. America, the only ones we don't have belts. We solely depend on WCWA, WO, and all of them. But England has their own belts. They have their own shits, and they take pride in those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. They do have like the Commonwealth belts and shit like that. Yeah, that's right. But see, and that's where I'm thinking. Like, see, if you imagine if like you're starting a promotion and you'll just get champions like that, and then start like building them to like world status level, because certain people once they're like Commonwealth champ or something like that, they're already moving on to bigger and better things and shit. So oh man. I'm thinking he
I
could
feel
do
like
something like that.
if it's gonna be if he doesn't find a way or a common ground to work with the sanctioning bodies, it's gonna be like Punch say things. It's what we say. Yes, it's gonna become commercialized, and at that point, that means none of your fighters are gonna be ranked, bro. None of them. So if say I'm the baddest man on the planet on TKO, that I could be number one in TKO, but I would never have a shot to fight Tank Davis because I'm not ranked. I'm because I'm with TKO. I don't fuck with them.
That's
you understand
the fear,
what I'm saying?
And that's kind of what I was alluding to yesterday. Then
That's
TKO
true.
becomes effectively a fifth sanctioning body where no one wants to play together again, and
Right.
you never get those undisputed or unification fights.
Right.
So they're going to have to
in-house,
shake hands somewhere along. I mean, the only thing the biggest thing that stops those fights from happening is money, and that's something that Turkey Al Sheikh's not short on. So
Right.
Yeah, that's
they're
true. Yeah.
going to have to poach initially to get a stable to get off the ground for the first 12 to 24 months before they can build
Yeah, I mean, look,
rankings and stable and
he could,
prospects and contenders.
they could like I said, he got UFC Fight Pass, and he could start showing his promotional fights in UFC Fight Pass. He don't need to get ESPN or something else right now, or network or something. If he's gonna start small, I could see that happening.
he coming in with a splash. He's not doing nothing small. Ain't nothing with Turkey
Nah,
small. He already got a
nah.
deal with ESPN Plus. It's already in
Oh
place.
yeah. But I'm not sure if that's like what, just for the boxing too, or no.
No,
That's
it's
all.
boxing. It's the boxing. UFC over there
Okay.
too. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
happen.
UFC are over there. I
It's
was just thinking that. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it's for all of the products that they own, the slapping, the
Yeah.
WWE, the UFC. But Dana's been pretty clear that he wants to keep boxing away, keep it separated from those other entertainment products. You won't get a boxing match on the same night in the same place next to a octagon. He
Right.
wants to keep them separate, and he doesn't really want MMA fighters wanting to get in the boxing ring and boxers getting in the MMA ring because they're under the same promotional group. He says, "No, we're not doing that."
Hey, good
But
luck. Good luck.
Yeah, some of the fighters might have to dip like Francis.
Because like I said, that's part of the reason you won't get rid of Ali yet. These guys gonna be making all this money. These guys get to look at their contract after they pay-per-views or they headliners, and none of UFC fighters get to do that. That's
Yeah.
gonna be
Well,
a
and
motherfucker.
this is the crazy thing about this shit too. If you look at it, he look like we talk shit about Dana White pay structure. Everybody does. I mean, if you look at it, all these other MMA promotions, they pay a lot more money to ex-UFC fighters and getting them, right? So they're just getting them and getting them. But then later
Because
on, you see those
they're building.
promotions. Yeah, and then you see like the promotions don't last, bro. Look at Bellator. That's gone now, bro. That's been since like promotion since 2007, you
Well,
know?
that's the
So
thing about, and I ain't trying to make fun of UFC or nothing, but it's in the line of like wrestling, right? Why you think that's
uh
just WWE and everybody else is smaller? Well, we know why? Because they tend to bounce around. If you have a dedicated, the one thing that nobody talks about with Dana White is he lucked up on the draw of fighters that he got at one time back with Chuck Liddell and all of them back in the day. He had a fucking, it was like no matter who was on, it was gonna be the shit. You get what I'm saying? He looked up and had an army of fucking fighters all the way back to
Fuck, that's
the
back to the
Gracies and all of that
Royce
shit.
yeah,
Royce Gracie
yeah,
days.
Yeah, Royce Great. He lucked up with the coldest roster when it came up to that MMA shit. And
yeah,
they hung around a long fucking time. You know what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
mean, shit. Yeah, that's the thing though. See, that's the thing though too, because it's like when he had that shit, he couldn't even go. That's why he's friends with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was the one that let him, use his building to like
Right,
promote
right,
fights in the beginning. When they were all
right.
like, "Oh, we don't want to do that," or "Nah, that's human cockfight," and they don't want that shit. So,
Yeah,
we see it how it went slowly. Now this is boxing. This is not nothing. This is gonna go as quicker pacer thing than what MMA was when he was doing it. So, and he's got the money with Turkey and stuff. But again, it's kind of hard to me think of another belt. Like I feel like what they have to do is just have their own promotion. Like fuck a new belt, just have your own promotion and start from the bottom up. Like with your
Well,
fighters or the fighters who want to sign and stuff. I know they don't
that
want to do, but I would think that should be
but
the
then
fucking
that'd be worse, in my opinion, round one, if they did that. And let me tell you why. That the Ring Magazine belt is going to be a draw card, because unofficially you're the man if you hold that in your division, right? So if that's a recognised belt with some honor and some legacy and all that sort of stuff that they bring with them, at least the people that are fighting now under the sanctioning bodies and the people coming through are familiar with it. If you were asked to go over there and fight for a brand new Pride belt, or as Mark calls it, a new Timu belt that you've bought from Timu, right? Just give it a new color and a new name. There's absolutely no legacy to it.
right.
So
yeah. I
it
mean,
it
look, there's
it
a
it, it,
GFL.
it
Go ahead.
will it won't be the only draw card, but what Dana won't do is he won't overprice boxes. He won't pay them more than market value.
Yeah, I mean he's not gonna fall
So
like
if
how like these promoters are falling or so because you've seen a lot of promotion, MMA promotion give money and stacks of money, shit like I mean shit. I remember Elite XC was on Showtime,
But
on Showtime.
I could tell you, I could
Kimbo's
explain to you
fight.
why
He was,
it's there's a difference between trying to become a direct competitor and coming up from the ground. Like, okay, that karate, what is it called?
Karate Combat.
Karate combat. You see how they moving, right? They
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
at a pace and they
They
gaining
moving pace. Yeah,
they
they're
moving
moving
at a
pretty
pace,
quick.
but they gaining their fandom and they gonna become
Yeah,
a rival, bro. They not worried about paying big name stars to come over there or none of that. All them other ones, they
yeah,
was like, let's get him so we can hurry up and get recognized.
yeah. I mean
And then they end up breaking the
yeah.
bank.
Like look at BKFC. That's like, a lot of people are
Yeah.
starting to watch it,
Bare knuckle
it's like,
fighting.
oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah, So it's like, yeah, but it's like I see Dana not paying fighters how they want. Like I don't see him
No,
getting some of these.
that's why I said I think that's gonna be the problem because for him to say that he wants to bring the same structure of UFC over to boxing. So basically imagine UFC rules, not rules, but structure just with boxers. And it's gonna look generic because the look of boxing is already the look of boxing, bro. You're not gonna be able to sell a product that's watered down, right? You're not gonna be able to do it because we know what boxing should look like. All the boxing fans, even the casuals, know what boxing should be. If you're gonna sit there and say you got one big name, but that one big name is constantly fighting bullshit boxers, you're gonna lose out. That's been the gripe for boxing for years. This is why people were happy when Turkey came in, because he was making what? The biggest fights, the fights we couldn't get. So if you're gonna take that and go in reverse, you're gonna lose out in a sense. That's why I feel like they're gonna end up being a promoter, like just a promotion company starting out from the ground, like Jake Paul. Jake Paul came out acting like that too. He was the draw. Remember, he was always the headliner.
Yeah,
He's the draw, and he was financing the whole organization based off his check he was getting, paying everybody off of it. And now he had his own belt. Remember, and he was saying, "Fuck the sanctioning bodies. I have my own belt." But now you see he fucking with the sanctioning bodies, and he throwing his own card. I'm watching this card right now on the zone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good card, bro. Oh my God, there's a lot of good fights right now, man. I'm watching that too. I got the one championship fight on. Man.
Yeah, DJ, she is. But no, like, so no, at the end of the day, like he even had to say, fuck it. He got a champion right here that was the co-main event, little female. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta fuck with him to a standpoint, bro. You're gonna have to, because you can't alter a look of what it is and think people just gonna buy into it. Now, cleaning up the sport, I'm with it. If you can make it somehow, some way where your TKO promotions and you guys are ranked and your structure is clean and be the example, right? And be the example of how boxing should be ran and rub off on everybody else in that way, I could see that. But for you to think that you just finna come in and snuff everybody out, I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, man, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's a good idea that Dana at least is gonna have, because in his own promotions, we're gonna know they're gonna be clean fights. Everyone's gonna get drug tested, things like that. You know,
I can't say if it's gonna be clean though. I can't say it's gonna be clean, but they will get drug tested. They will get drug tested.
Because before USADA came to the UFC, you know, they man, when they came, most of these fighters, they turned out to be different fighters. Like they weren't as strong as they were, or think because they were on TRT or IVs and things like that, right?
They was on all that shit.
So and you see it now, like, you know, when people get suspended, they'll be suspended for a year or 2 years, you know. So that's how good the sport even got. Like, I mean, if you look at Pride, they let you do steroids. That in the contract even says you could do steroids. You know, all of them were big, all of them were juiced. You know, they were strong as fuck. You know, they're like.
I agree with you though. I agree with you though. But again, when he started out, those same juice heads is who built UFC.
Yeah,
and it wasn't until later that he could do that, when he became associated and made rankings, and they had to have weight classes.
I mean, shit, because rankings, it took a minute for him to make rankings.
Yeah, it wasn't no rankings in the beginning, bro.
Yeah,
I was watching UFC probably before you was born. UFC, okay, let me tell you how you watched UFC back in the day. It wasn't even on pay-per-view, bro. You had to wait and go to Blockbuster Video, which you probably don't know what it is, to get a VCR tape and play that shit.
Yeah. That's the old shit, man.
And that's where the numbers came from. You used to be like UFC 1, UFC 2, UFC 3. And we used to just rent the shit. And it used to be some weird shit, like a 300-pound motherfucker going against a dude who was 100 pounds soaking wet. And they used to literally hold plastic in the front row. People used to be so close to the gates, they would have to have plastic because blood and everything be going everywhere, bro. And then the government stepped in like, nah, you can't be doing this shit, bro. Y'all doing too much. Y'all do it too much.
Yeah, bro. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like he could clean the sport. Like, you know, we have, like, boxing has always been like people testing dirty and you know, things like that, right? But, you know, there's always
it's the same now though. And you think about a UFC. The one thing that, and no matter what sport, right? Except for major sports, but like combat sports, you ain't gonna find out till afterwards. 9 times out of 10, you don't find out till afterwards.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In boxing, you generally don't find out till afterwards. And I'll be damned, people, it's a giant card, like a mega fight. Yeah. They can find out before. They not finna stop that fucking fight. It's too much money invested.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that type of stuff still gonna go on. But I will, like I said yesterday, I do give it to Dana. He don't play. Your ass test positive, you suspended. I give him that 100%.
Yeah.
Ain't no ifs, ands, ain't no buts. You're fucking suspended. I do give him that. But I just think that the way they approaching this is like, it's not, I just think it's not well thought through. Now, I'm not in there. Like I said, I'm only going off what they saying to us or whatever. And like DJ say, it might well turn out to be something very interesting. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tune in to see what it's about. I'm not protesting it. I'm just saying that it makes no sense. The biggest part for me is not even the other promoters, because I feel like they gonna survive any fucking ways. My thing is the Ali Act, and you not fucking with these other sanctioning bodies, because I feel like you're doing a disservice to the boxers that you're gonna recruit. Because if all these top boxers is on other promotions, and I know I'm the best, and I'm locked into a contract with Dana ass, I can't fucking leave. And because we don't fuck with the sanctioning bodies, I'm not even fucking ranked. So if I could leave, I'm not even fucking ranked. You understand what I'm saying? So at that point, if I'm not ranked with the sanctioning bodies, I'm locked in a fucking contract. It almost feels like a fucking circus then. So I'm just supposed to stay here and keep fighting these nobodies and getting this check that you feeding me. I don't have a right to say I want more money or none of that. No, like, what is that? That's a commercialized. How many wrestlers? I don't know if you're a fan of WWE, but when you watch document, okay, so when you watch these when you watch these documentaries, right? You're okay. When you watch these documentaries, right? And most of the time, the documentaries about disgruntled wrestlers is what? The money.
Oh yeah, the money.
Because they were locked in a contract and they wanted more money because they ended up being the star. But Vince locked your ass in as soon as he got you. It didn't matter that you became the mega star. So what did they do? They threatened to leave. You get what I'm saying? That's the Dana way. And you can't do that to boxers. You understand what I'm saying? Boxers, if I'm the man, I want to get paid like the man. Nobody's saying like Turkey giving crazy stupid money though. You get what I'm saying? But I'm talking about take Turkey out of it. If I'm worth 2.5 million and you making, and the reason I'm saying that because I'm a draw, meaning that I can fill up this amount in this state. I can fill 18,000, 8,000, 18,000. You base my worth off of that. I should at least be worth $1 million. You get what I'm saying? Champions have minimums, bro. See, that's why they don't want to be. Think about it. 500,000 is the minimum. What is it? 150,000 for is the minimum for a champion. They ain't trying to get no young champion 150,000.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand what I'm saying? There's minimums. Once I become a draw, you can't give me no less than this. Like, he don't want to play with none of that. And he's trying to use that as a strategy to say, this is why boxing is broke. No, boxing is broke because the promoters don't want to pay these motherfuckers what they want. Meaning, if you like, for instance, I had a job. And at this particular time, I was making $14 an hour, okay? And it was another job, and they was going to give me 25 cents more. I left. I said, I won't leave if you can give me 25 cents. And they said, well, huh? I said, this other job going to give me 25 cents more. That's all it is. If you give me 25 cents, I won't go. They was like, nah, well, then you go. They didn't believe me. When I left, though, then they start offering me back. Now, when they wanted me back, guess what I hit them with? I want $2. Their production went down when I left and everything. Guess what they did? They gave me my fucking $2. I came back. Now, they could have kept me for the 25 cents, though. You see what I'm saying? That's how the game go. That be the problem most of the time. But see, when you were Dana, you stuck. He get your ass, but what like a 10 by 10? I get 10 fights out of him. Probably give, if you that good, I give you 10,000 a fight. Now, what if them 10 fights, you put me up against your 5 top guys? Now I'm the fucking man. So for my last 5 fights, I'm still getting paid like a rookie. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now, and I'm taking a chance now in them last 5 fights. I should be getting paid good, but I'm not. And I'm about to risk getting my ass whooped and fucking lose out on my opportunity because you got me locked into this shit. It's crazy. Like, that's all I'm worried about. I'm waiting to see how he gonna structure this. I know how the jump off gonna be. Like I said, TKO launching this year. He already got the fight set in place, the headline, which is boxers we're familiar with, that we know, that's gonna garner the eyes to come see TKO and see what it's about. But in the beginning, until those boxers that I know phase out, we're never gonna really know what the product really is. Dana never knew what product he had when all them top fighters he had fizzled out.
Yeah.
It could went bellied up.
Yeah.
Because hold on. Let's reverse. Because technically it did. Didn't they have to sell it?
Yeah.
Once all them top fighters left that everybody was in love with, they were gone, they sold it. And he had to rebuild. But luckily that name stuck like glue and he came back with some more shit.
Yeah, well, that's why too it stuck, because it's like if you look at it, he like if you look at boxing, they're promoting like the name, but if you look at UFC, like a poster of boxing and a poster of UFC, the difference is you see the organization. You don't see like you see the big names in boxing, like the names and shit, right?
Like
But
like
you don't
NFL.
see what are they fighting for. Like it's small writing, like
Right,
below it or something,
right. He
right?
wants that to be first, like the NFL. Nobody's
Yeah,
bigger
yeah,
than the
yeah.
Shield.
Yeah, no one's bigger than that. No one's bigger than this. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like if you look at Conor McGregor, what if Conor doesn't? Who cares? He sold it. He still can make money. He still got stars. Like, yeah, they won't make like that Conor McGregor money type, like pay-per-views and shit,
Mm-hmm.
but he still got the fan base, the stars, building up more fighters, things like that. So,
But big as Conor McGregor was,
he's not bigger than the UFC brand.
he's
Yeah,
not bigger than the brand.
yeah.
And the difference is, I'm gonna tell you the true difference in a minute. But Conor McGregor should have been paid way more than that. You know why? Because if he was, he would never took a chance to go to boxing and get that big ass payday in boxing.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the only reason he went there. He got all that fucking money. He never would have got that money staying at UFC.
James Toney went to the UFC to fight once, right? But he wasn't going for the money. There ain't no money over there. He was
doing it to do it.
He was there to prove it, man. Y'all motherfuckers suck. The way he and Ken Shamrock were, like a presser. Him and Shamrock were just talking to each other. Like,
so it's like at the end of the day, and then also the way boxing works, you freelance. So I'm gonna sign you to a certain amount of fights. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're an independent contractor. You're when you go to a promotion, you're not locked in there. Like I got through 2-3 fights. However your deal's structured, you still got opportunity somewhere to say fuck this shit. I know eventually I can get out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't like you long term, bro, and that number stays the same. Boxing don't work like that, bro. You your pay go up. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why was Dana picked? I get because they see how he built UFC. I understand that 100%. But boxing is a whole different fucking animal.
Yeah.
How do you tame something that's been so wild the entire time?
Yeah, it's just he look, back then when Conor and the Floyd thing was happening, he had a shirt called Zoo for Boxing. So he was thinking of dipping his toes, and that's what it was. The promotion would have been called, maybe Zoo for Boxing or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was gonna try to do that, and people were talking, "Oh, you're gonna make this boxing good," but it never took off. He never went on. He never did nothing. He just didn't. Now he got Turkey with him. Now he got another guy with money and can help him. Has a lot more time to do boxing stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing already. So he's looking like, fuck it. This is the only time I could jump ship to boxing because I couldn't do it back then. What, 2017? 2018.
Yeah, but he also,
so.
but just 2 months ago, Dana was like, "Fuck boxing. I'll never fuck with boxing. Boxing is shit." Like when as a boxing fan, I hear stuff like that coming from a person. You hire a person like that. That's like you telling me. That's like me saying. That's like me. I'm telling you Hey, I got a cook job open, but the whole time I know you be like, I can't cook worth shit, but I'm offering you a cook job. Like what the fuck? And I'm gonna hire you, and then I'm expecting greatness out of you when you've been telling me the whole time you don't like cooking. I don't know how to cook. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's the little nuances that get me. Like I said, I would have felt better if they'd been like, yeah, we with TKO, because Dana White is not TKO. TKO is the whole parent company. You get what I'm saying? If they'd been like, yeah, we get with TKO, and say they had a retired boxer come out and talk to everybody. I would have felt a little more safe hearing it come out of a boxer's mouth than Dana. Even if Dana was the one building it, but keep his mouth shut and put him in the background. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like what the fuck, bro? Like now we are entrusting. They are expecting us to entrust boxing in an MMA hands. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like, what do you know about boxing, bro? Like what you destruction, you complain about it and all this stuff. We constantly hear about fighters talk bad about you. You locking them in these type of deals, and you kicking them out the office because you feel like you don't have to discuss pay with them or the contracts, or you get what I'm saying? That's some weird shit. So that's all I'm saying. I'm optimistic about it. I just hope it's really boxing. I don't want it to become TKO promotion, become some commercialized, like we said yesterday, circus. You get what I'm saying? Where it's just these names, they walking out to WWE music and shit, and they just get in there and throw a fight and walk out like there's nothing to it. No real charisma. There's nothing. It's just boxing. But see, the sport of boxing is more than just putting gloves on. It's, for me as a fan, everything about boxing, the ups and downs and everything, bro, it all goes with it. You know what I mean? It all goes with it. So just saying just to say the fight, because look, like, okay, the character what drew me to UFC in the beginning was the characteristics of these guys where they ain't give a fuck. Rampage Jackson, even Kim Shamrock, all these motherfuckers talking shit. Don't give a fuck. Then these motherfuckers actually get in there and break a motherfucker arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Yeah. This shit was really them. You get what I'm saying? This is who they were. You know, I'm watching Chuck Liddell knock motherfuckers, one of the coldest strikers, knocking motherfuckers out, going backwards and shit. You get what I'm saying? This is who they are. You know what I mean? This is who these dudes was. And that's what made everybody go to it like, these dudes is dope. They're genuine. This is who they are. It's not a fucking gimmick. They in there fighting for real. Fuck it. These guys ain't go to fucking MMA school and all this shit. These motherfuckers in there doing the damn thing. But once you start making it commercialized, a lot of the lackluster left, and that's why I don't watch it as much. Now, that's why I'm a fan of that karate, what is it? Karate Combat. I like that shit. I like the whole fucking shit. I like they in a pit. I like that they got enough room to run around and fucking fight. I love all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dope because it's raw. You get what I'm saying? It's raw right now. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping for the best. It's just the verbiage that they're using is throwing me the fuck off. I feel like Turkey came in the boxing game, made himself seem larger than life. Everybody know who he is now. Everybody know who's throwing all the money around. And I feel like he did all of this shit. So when he start his shit, everybody gonna follow him there. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think it's gonna pan out as easy. I don't see sanctioned bodies going down without a fight. I don't see promoters going down without a fight. He's trying to monopolize the not internet, but TV with the ESPN deal, Netflix, and the Zone. That's fine. Cause like I said, I ain't care. That's something I felt like other promotions should have did, but I was with Al when he did that shit. Put boxing everywhere so I could watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, having all of that, I've watched this. This probably is I want to say the third time I've seen this same thing happen, and it ends up folding. This is why we talk about PBC the way we talk about PBC now. PBC came out the same way, took fighters from Golden Boy, got on every fucking network, and they was larger than and became larger than everybody, and then they fizzled out. Now where's PBC right now? You see what I'm saying? We just watched PBC throw Tank a presser in a gym, in a gymnasium. We just watched him do his workout in a gym. It was nowhere near what they usually do. It fizzled out. You see what I'm saying? He ended up on Showtime. The last thing, he was on CBS, Showtime, Bounce. He was on like 4 or 5 channels, bro. All that shit fizzled down to Showtime. Showtime left. Now you're on Amazon. But ain't nobody giving no money. It all fizzled out. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen to Turkey because Turkey, like you said, you got a mountain of money. But at the same time, how long are you going to be allowed to throw money into this and keep running into walls and not have enough sense to understand there's a better way to go about this? You can't disrespect sanctioning bodies by not represent their champion, telling their champion they can't represent their belt. And that's exactly what he did to Canelo on that face-off. Did you see that? He told Canelo he can't wear that belt yet. And that's not a good look, bro. That's not a good look. Like I said, OTX. You ever watch Overtime Boxing?
Yeah.
Okay. You see when they first started, they had their overtime belt, right? But now when you see their belt, what does it say? It says OTX and WBC. So you could be signed to them, right, as like a network deal and fight over there. Like I said, like Trunk Simpson and all of them. But guess what? It allows them still be what? Ranked. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm worried about. How is that all going to fit? How is that going to come into play? You know, they say in the coming months, but they say in the coming months it's going to go down, but we're not really going to be able to see how it plays. I say until like next year when they have to be consistent. Because when all these upcoming shows they have booked already, that's fine and dandy. We were already expecting that. They could slap the TKO name around that motherfucker, but we still going to look at it like Riyadh season and shit like that, like we've been looking at it. When it start fizzling down is when they're going to start putting those prospects in there. I think people are going to want to watch it because you got a hefty main card. But that's where you going to be, it's going to become demanding on the fans. You're going to want us to watch 5 fights before the main event of all prospects we never fucking saw. You understand? You get where I'm coming from? So we shall see. Like I said, Jake Paul tried it. But Jake Paul's still going strong. Jake Paul said, hey, fuck it. I'm going to be a promoter. I'm going to go sign some fighters and I'm going to throw my cards. He had to readjust because he didn't want the sanctioning bodies. He literally said, fuck the sanctioning bodies. He literally said, fuck the sanctioning bodies. And guess who's fucking with the sanctioning bodies? Jake Paul. So I'm just saying, and I ain't saying Jake Paul is Turkey. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I watched the motherfucker try. You know what I'm saying? And that shit wasn't flying. Motherfuckers wasn't buying that damn MVP belt. That shit look like a WWE belt. This shit look like Shawn Michael White belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? No.
He said Shawn Michael White belt.
Yeah, remember when Shawn Michaels had that white belt? I can't remember which one it was, but yeah. No, that shit wasn't flying, bro. No, that shit was not flying, bro. But nonetheless, though, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Me personally, I feel like it like D said, it can go one or two ways. And they got to keep it going. And they're gonna end up keeping it going by boxers. And they're gonna end up opening it up. You know what I mean, or whatever. And like I said, Turkey ain't stupid. That's why the key words he said, multi-year deal. He didn't say I inked these motherfuckers. A multi-year deal. That sounds like if y'all can't get the ship rolling, I'm gonna find somebody else.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like Turkey. I do. But I just have to follow the money, bro. When somebody just come in and start throwing money around, it usually end up the same way. Don King was on that type of time all the way back then. Don King got some of the most famous cards ever. You get what I'm saying? Because he's throwing that fucking money around.
Yeah,
and then that shit fizzled out.
These MMA promotions, when they start up, they be throwing a lot of money and shit. You know, that's why like a lot of people like to go into other MMA promotions. Like one championship, they throw a lot more money, you know? So it's
yeah.
That shit's the same, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like you gotta wait your time. Your time gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You gonna find that golden goose. You know what I'm saying? Lay that golden egg. Dana looked up on his in the beginning, but like you watch that Karate Combat, they got a lot of gems in the rough over there. They keep coming back and they throwing good ass fucking shows, and that shit growing. They following fucking growing quick, cause it caught my fucking eye. I was like, this shit ain't half bad. This shit pretty dope. And they got a different little scheme to it. You know what I mean? That's all it takes. Just wait your time. You ain't gotta have go pay this one mega star to come over there and then you breaking the bank on it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got build names. You know what I mean? And it ain't nothing wrong with it. Like if Turkey took that approach, build names, bro. You can get some okay names. Look at what Jake Paul did. He got a stable in fucking Puerto Rico. This dude Batty that just fought. If I'm mistaken, he had knockout of the year, didn't he? Like he finding fighters in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Tapping into markets that ain't nobody fucking with, and getting those fighters that been fighting just don't get no airtime, right? There ain't shit wrong with that because now you bringing another element into the game that we didn't get to see, and they rank. You know what I mean? So you may see them on a whole nother platform going against your favorite fighter one day. You know what I mean? Which bodes well for him. So, you know, and his shit's still going. Like I say, Jake Paul wasn't nowhere near on his card. He done had more than a couple cards. He ain't around, but he throwing his shit. Got his network deal, and he moseying along. When he find that diamond in the rough, he'll be the man. When he find that guy, that's whooping everybody ass, he'll be the man. Every promoter had to come across that guy to solidify them. Every promoter had to. DJ says, Slick, did you catch the date for Taylor versus Serrano 3? I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw the poster, but I didn't look for the date. When is it? Do you know? Or are you asking me like do I know? I could look real quick though. Cause I'm with that shit. I'm pretty sure Punch, no, I think Punch put it. I'm looking now. So I remember him saying it's gonna be a fucking headbutt fest. Come to the stage, that boy 9. What's happening, baby?
Yeah, what's up, bro? I ain't got long, man. I got a cold. This cold is kicking my ass. I'm hopped up, nigga, on NyQuil, nigga, and orange juice right now as we speak.
Oh, you good, man? You good, bro? Good.
But
You don't sound bad.
I was about to say, you damn right, man, about them sanctioning bodies, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They always wheedle their way in. If you notice any new promoter, you're fighting for the WBC blah 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 belt. They did that shit with Blair Cobbs and
Right.
motherfucking they it's like some mafioso shit, allegedly. Like they gotta wheedle their way into every fucking major event. Every time a promoter doing something and you fight for one of them bullshit ass belts that don't really even mean nothing.
Right.
Think about it. It was like Conor McGregor and Mayweather was for some kind of bullshit ass belt.
Yeah,
All these
yeah,
little
yeah.
bullshit ass fights be for some bullshit ass belt.
Mm-hmm.
Now follow the money trail. That's the motherfucking
Sanction
body
fees.
that they gonna be in bed with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
And I just want, like I said, my main thing is about just be ranked. It don't make no sense because you just gonna fall into the same trap.
Yep.
You're gonna fall in the same trap no matter which way you go. And like I say, it's gonna be hard as fuck to tame this beast, bro. Bro, this has been the Wild Wild West since fucking this shit started, bro.
Yeah, but I'm about to come on down, man, and enjoy the show. I'm gonna be a listener for once, man, and I'll fuck around and pass out in a couple of hours and shit. But
You
man,
better
you have a
go
good
get
one. Salute to everybody on the panel. What's bro on the panel name?
round 1.
Round 1. Salute to you, bro. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. I'm about to go down, man, and talk some more shit in the chat. Be
You
up.
better get your ass some, like DJ said, go get some whiskey, man. Go get some moonshine, bro.
Man, I tried that shit.
Go sanitize your insides. Sweat that shit out.
I tried that shit. You know what I'm saying? So shit, yeah, bro. I'm about to take a long, hot ass shower and just, I don't know. I'm gonna get my life.
That's that motherfucking weather change on that ass.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Well, shit, I'll holler at you, man. Salute to everybody, man. And y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button. Remember, man, it don't cost much to pay attention to a motherfucking pimp. I'll let you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. So I mean, this probably gonna be my last time talking about turkey, unless there's some more crazy shit come out. Punch said 9 sounds sick as hell. Get well, bro. But yeah, my boy's sick, man. It's what big weather change out here, bro. Like one day it was like 40s, and then it went all the way up to the damn near the 80s, and then it dropped all the way back down to the 40s again. It's been crazy out here, bro. That's because it's finna turn spring. You know what I'm saying? We happy about that shit, but That's what it normally do around here. This the time of the season when you keep your ass in the house. Cause you gonna end up sick as hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is up and down shit, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It just don't make never mind. You know what I mean? Real talk. Anyone y'all got something to say about them not turning over that draw? Cause I ain't gonna keep beating this damn turkey shit like no damn drum. Like I said, it is what it is until some more news came out. I do hate that he hung Bivol out like that and trying to get Bivol to come. I don't care what nobody said. Oh, you said we call that an Indian summer? That's the first time I heard that punch. But I don't care what nobody say, bruh. Salute's coming to the stage, man. Right side. What's going on, bud? What's going on? Right side. I can barely hear you, fam.
Can you hear me better?
There we go.
My bad. I was away from my mic. I apologize.
It's all good. How you be, fam?
I can't complain. You cooking tonight. You cooking.
Right on. What's your take on all this?
First thing, so at the end of the day, I'm not mad that none of this was overturned as far as Tank goes. I'm not mad. I said that at the end, even though I do think multiple fouls were committed, it comes down to the referee discretion. And so my whole thing is, if you were to overturn this, it creates a whole new precedent in boxing. And I don't like to start new precedents. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I've heard individuals say certain things as far as, well, now it sets a precedent as far as, no, if a man take a knee, we all know it's supposed to be a standing 8 count. But we rely on the referees to do their job. So I think that at the end of the day, hey, Steve Wilkes, he made some mistakes, but I can't be mad that it wasn't overturned. I thought Tank lost. I thought Tank lost without even the knee being.
I did too.
But at the end of the day, I ain't got no problem with it being a draw. It was a close fight. And when the referee makes these type of mistakes, yeah, it should be reviewed, but it got to be reviewed on the spot. It's almost like the NFL real quick. If they miss a review call and it's not challenged on the spot, they're not going to go overturn it. So I don't think this should be overturned.
Yeah, my thing about it was that when it came down to when they said we have to take time to review it, you didn't have to take no time on shit. It was clear as day. but what it is that's y'all referee, and you're gonna back him. Because if you discredit your referee, you disregarding the whole organization. That's why I was like, I didn't think they was gonna do it, but I said if they did do something, they was gonna do a disqualification, because the rules are blatant. Dude came up on the apron and he stuck his head through the ropes and he stuck his hand through the ropes, wiping his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did a whole lot. But if they didn't, I wasn't mad at it, because I couldn't imagine Roach want to win it like that. I felt like Roach, hold on, God bless me. If Roach got it like that, Roach was using that as a tool to force a rematch. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you still would need the rematch to solidify yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
So I felt like, that was the whole reason of, old boy Pro Box putting that in and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? The injunction in. Now, other than that, like, all I'm asking is the Tank fans keep the same energy. Same energy. Y'all say, nah, he shouldn't. Now y'all should feel like he need to go avenge that fucking draw. Because one thing about boxing that I love the most, to the public, the public is the judges. You lost.
Mm-hmm.
You lost. It could be on paper all day, and everybody gonna say, yeah, when he fought Roach, he lost. No, he didn't. On paper, you won. So what? You saw it like me. You know what I'm saying?
It was a draw. It was a draw.
Yeah, right.
He lost that fight.
He lost. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, he needs to do a rematch. So I'm trying to be optimistic about the rematch. Salutes to my boy AC, just jumped in this thing. What's going on, bro?
AC.
What's good, man? What's good?
What up, AC?
Everybody on the panel. What's good, Doug?
How you feeling?
I'm good, man. You know my take on it, man. I'm gonna say it like this. Night of the fight, 11th round. I texted in a group chat. It's gonna be a draw. That's the only way to justify what our lion eyes saw. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Outside of that, the fact that people were like, "Oh, Tank about to take his first L." I'm like, y'all crazy as hell. These sanctioning bodies are not, especially New York. And if you look at the statement, homeboy made that statement like, "Yo, listen, whoever come to me with the highest paycheck, that's where that decision will lie."
Yeah,
That's what it sounded like, didn't it?
The old promoter when he said that. Hell yeah, bro.
So
Hell
at
yeah.
the end of the day, you know, the machine that's behind PBC and Al Heyman being able to draw money for his last and only like big money maker over at PBC, because Wilder's not there anymore. And when Wilder was there, he was the number one guy. Then it was Tank. Tank was number two after Wilder. So then it was the Charlos. So and then Errol Spence and then the Charlos. So that used to be the pecking order for the top four. Them dudes ain't over there. It's only Tank left. And then you got David Benavidez, who just, said, "Listen, as an independent, I'm gonna go over there and see if I get some of this Turk money."
Yeah.
You heard the news on that, AC?
The WBC?
Turk playing games. Turk playing games now, bro. Turk saying Turk trying to force people coming at TKO. My man let me read it to you. And I want to know what you take from it, all right? Because I know what I got from it. I want to know what you think. This is what the man posted. He said, "I am no longer interested in Bivol versus Benavidez. And I will not bid on it. I think Bivol knows who has delivered for him and who hasn't. My advice to Bivol, don't be late because every day something changes."
Amazing. When he posted this?
Earlier today, bro. I'm not making this up. This is on Ring. He posted this shit on Ring, bro.
I'm not calling you a liar.
Yeah.
Saying that. That's amazing right there to say that.
Yeah. They basically what I took from that. Dude, I got TKO. I'm not gonna spend all my money on that shit.
But listen, I've been saying this for the longest. I was like, listen, David Benavidez moving up to 75 is a good move, but he needs to understand he's got to now run his own race, because forget about the Bivol and Beterbiev winner fight. That shit was a pipe dream, and if you believe that, you crazy as hell.
Facts.
Look at a Yardy, look at a Buatsi, look at these other guys that you can start to build your name, and these guys are going to fight some big name bullshit, and then they're going to ride off into the sunset. That's how it goes. I don't give a fuck who's the promoter, but that's how the business of this shit works. So David Benavidez, sorry, but you keep being a nigga with one of the glass slippers, and can't nobody find the other one, because guess what? It was never made.
Right.
It was never made. Only one of the shoes was made, and they said, "Here, we looking for the other one." And he like, "All right, as soon as you find it, let me know." Like, yeah, this nigga stupid as hell. No, we ain't never made no pair for this shit.
Right. Not in your size, nigga.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Your size,
so
nigga.
Not your size, bro. So, he's in the way I take it is, you're in the best position possible to build your boxing career.
Yeah.
You became a champion without a Canelo fight. You did it 2 times in a row.
Right.
You became a champion without none of these super big names on your joint. Do it again.
Yeah, and he technically the first unified
unified
interim, right? He the first unified interim.
And that's supposed to be something none of the sanctioning bodies are supposed to allow, according
to they say you can't win. Right. Yep. They did. Somebody else was who was that finna step in the ring? They got an interim, and it was like as soon as he stepped in the ring, the interim gone. Damn, this is a fight. Oh my God.
I remember one being Virgil Ortiz and one being Jerron Ennis.
They was like
these dudes fight for. I think this is when Stanionis wanted to fight Boots at 47 when Earl and Bud was still there, and they was like, "No, we don't do any."
The interim
unified interim champions.
Yep. It was like you lose that, and then they just did that to also they just did it to Joseph Parker.
Yeah,
Joseph Parker stepped in that ring. It was like you lose your interim, bro.
Yeah, if he would have, exactly. So if he would have gotten that ring with Dubois being a champion, you was gonna lose that interim status because you're a champion fight.
Yep, and instead of him losing his, Bacoli lost his because he lost.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, bro, we look at things and we say, you know what, these are the things that'll make, you know, the corruption of boxing disappear, but it's always a corrupt way to deal with the business of boxing. So you're never ever going to be in a position where
because it's too
total
many
corruption
hands.
it's too many hands in the pot and there's too much money on the table.
Yeah. That's why I said, let you have a mega fight. That's what I was trying to tell round one when he was up here. We was talking about drug testing. That's why you 9 times 10 you don't hear about it till it's after the fight. You can test positive before the fucking fight. Let that motherfucker sell out. Hell no, that shit finna keep going.
And
they're not finna refund everybody.
Yeah, what people don't understand is it's up to the sanctioning bodies to reveal after the drug tests are done to reveal whether or not their fighter passed.
Right.
I mean, and the promoters even have a hand in it when they fighters and it's like, listen, if there's a lot of money on the table, you'll deal with that shit after the fact. But this fight's gonna happen.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? So people need to understand that you know the biggest problem with trying to remove drugs from boxing is when fighters file for a TUE, because you get all of these weird reports that he hurt his shoulder, he hurt his back, he hurt his knee, he hurt his hand, he hurt his pinky finger. You hear all of these reports of people getting hurt in sparring. Guess what? If the fight's still happening, that guy who had that injury and the fight's still happening on that date, you better believe he filed for a TUE.
Mm-hmm.
It's the easiest way to legally cheat. And you don't have to worry about VADA or WADA or anybody's testing because it's a filed injury.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got that filed injury, bro, it's listen. It's
a dirty game.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. I don't care if Dana White come in. I don't give a fuck who try to step in. The thing is, all these moving parts, you're not gonna be able to put it all together like some puzzle. You get what I'm saying? That's not how it goes, bro. Even if like we got all the promoters on one network now, the only thing that solves is that cross the street bullshit.
Yeah.
But everything else still in play, bro. Everything else goes because a fighter is his own entity. He's outsourced. He's not an employee. You get what I'm saying? Like you really don't have that. You don't have that type of control. And I think that's what they want to do with Turkey and Dana. But you're not gonna be able to have that fucking control unless you restricting pay. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to have that large of a stable like you have at UFC, and these guys want to get paid good. I'm gonna definitely want to get paid good if you telling me I'm never gonna have an opportunity to get that type of payday outside of TKO.
I'm gonna say it like this. When you look at what they're trying to offer, if you make it into that top 10 and then make it into the top 5, you're going to get that pay you looking for. But you seriously gotta be in that. If you're underneath that, you gotta accept the pay they're gonna give you, because if I'm gonna do anything like that, I'm structuring the pay as a tier level, the same way I do with your opportunity to get the fight. Your pay is okay. We'll give you a bonus for a knockout. We'll give you the bonus for best round on the card.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Much like
OTX.
OTX and other UFC and even the way F1 and MotoGP run. You get the fastest lap, you get money for that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You get the engineer's trophy and shit like that. That's from your garage. So all of these little things are gonna play into, whereas, okay, I'm at this fight cap, but if my performance is X, Y, and Z, I could go home with probably another $1 million or 1.5 if I get knockout of the night, performance of the night, yada yada yada. So the restricted pay and just your base is gonna be contention for some of these, weird ass boxers that think that they work, their value is at a premium. But the smart fighters are gonna look at it and say, well, if I perform.
Hey, see what happened.
Did he cut out?
Yeah, I think he cut out. AC was cooking too. But I'm gonna put my 2 cents in until you come back. But like, here's my thing. That's cool. That's like an NFL contract. You throw so many yards, make it to the Super Bowl, you make it to the playoffs, make it. You know what I'm saying? You get all this money. That's cool. You there, AC?
Yeah, I'm here.
You had cut out. Did you know you had cut out?
Nah, but I was just basically saying with the tier and everything, it gives fighters that are not goofy incentive. The ones that are goofy, I ain't fucking with that because I'm worth this, and that. Well, your performances don't say it.
Right. But here's my thing. I get that, and that's cool because that's how he started off with UFC. Dub, you fell off. He started with UFC like that, but then he started doing with the boxing station. Somebody started doing like Shine O'Malley. He started bringing him up, and he had no business fighting no champ. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he was popular. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing sanctioned bodies do. He had to eventually start doing what boxing does or whatever, right? But that's not even neither here nor there because that shit always go fucking happen, right? My thing is being trapped in that contract and can't go nowhere else and fight. And if you're not messing with, if you plan on not messing with the sanctioning bodies, that means nobody there is ranked. So let's say you the man, you the number one guy there, right? Yeah, you might be making some money, this, that, and the third. But you the number one guy, and I just use Tank. And Tank's the number one guy. You can't fight Tank because you're not ranked. You're not ranked in no sanctioning bodies, bro. You part of a circus over there that we don't fuck with. Y'all, that means TKO would be like their own entity, and that's y'all ranking system. They ain't got shit to do with no sanctioning bodies. You can't come over and fight for a belt. You can't do none of that.
Well, I'm only the only tiny bit of pushback I'm gonna say is they're going to establish Ring Magazine rankings. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's same rankings that Top Rank was using. Top Rank was pretty much, lock, stock, and in step with Ring Magazine.
Yeah, but that's his now. The way he running that motherfucker, that's his belt. Like he acting like he want to bestow that belt on who he wanted on. That's technically lineal. You get what I mean? So like, you don't want nobody touching it. You want to hold that belt just for your shit. Like that ain't. You stealing a piece of boxing at that point. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. It's just, I think just dealing with the legality of everything, right? These fighters and these promoters are not going to give up, what they have in signing the fighter and building the fighter to the point where you're just coming in right now. If this is a young fighter, let's say, Joseph Brown fighting out of Canada. If this is him and he went over to TKO, it works extremely well for him.
Right.
But if you're somebody who's established, like Blair Cobbs, that TKO thing may not work well for
Right. Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So each individual fighter has to take it, as a step and then really have their promotional team, kind of look out for them for once in their career.
Yeah, and this is one thing that's very important. I hope these young boxers that do choose to participate over there, that they have a lawyer and an honest manager.
Yeah.
Because if they get rid of that Ali Act, you're going to get played.
Yeah, all day.
I don't think they could get rid of it.
No, but it depends how it's structured though. If you structure it like commercialize it and saying it's not really like professional boxing, this is more of something else. Trust me, you can find loophole everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think they're gonna structure. They're gonna try to structure it kind of like I said, maybe they're gonna like I just finished watching sorry, my phone had just died, so that's why I cut off. So I had to go fucking charge it. But I was finishing the 1F championship fights, and we had the Muay Thai autumn weight championship beat the shit out of the #1 contender. So if you look at it, this is the one Muay Thai champ. This isn't the WBC Muay Thai champion of the world. This is the one Muay Thai champ because that's the promotion. They're gonna do something like that. Remember, I was talking to you
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, yeah. They could do right.
They're
That's
gonna
like
do something
UFC.
like
They
that.
make your own belt.
Yeah, right. But if you look at it too, I mean, you know, yeah, we could, like I said, I just saw fucking. I was on the WWE thing because I watched WWE and I was like looking, and then earlier, like a couple hours earlier, and I just seen on the WWE that they had a live, and I thought it was a live to show like recaps of fights or something, right? But nah, it was the slap fight, the Dana White power slap thing, bro.
Yeah, because they under the same banner.
You know, yeah,
Here's
they
what I'm
got the
gonna. Here's what I just want.
go
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, but yeah, that's what I was saying. And then I just remembered too, like, damn, like I remembered when Oscar De La Hoya switched. I don't know if you guys remember that. Remember when he had Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, the third fight, the trilogy in his Golden Boy promotion MMA thing? Y'all don't remember that?
I remember him being
yeah,
involved, but I don't remember if it was an actual.
yeah, it was. So he had Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, like, you know, and then he had other like amateur fighters, and like, you know, he was just talking a lot, like, yeah, we're gonna be a new promotion, we're gonna go over there. That's the only card Oscar did, and clearly he didn't do good in pay-per-view.
It was out of his league.
Yeah,
it was out of his league. Yeah, you know, he just thought, oh, I'm gonna get Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, and let's have the trilogy. And like, man, that was heartbreaking seeing Chuck Liddell, because Chuck Liddell shouldn't been sanctioned to fight, like for reals, man. And that's boxing or MMA. Like, y'all motherfuckers sanction people who shouldn't be fighting. That motherfucker shouldn't have been sanctioned to fight. Like that's crazy, you know.
At the end of the day, the way I look at it is, you know, when you're looking at these promotional companies and these fighters, I think the Ali Act is only an American thing. So if I put it,
no, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere because
it's everywhere.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah, because it also says it doesn't allow like.
Well, I'll say this: I can't speak for Japan. I can't speak for Japan. I know in England it is.
Yeah, so it might be for the UK, but here's the thing: people have made serious accusations that there were a ton of fighters that been on these Riyadh season cards who, in their respective country, were banned from boxing due to them popping dirty. You feel what I'm saying? So you could be on a suspension in one country and still go to Saudi and fight. They don't, like, the rules don't apply.
Yeah, I don't think it's in Saudi because they never really had boxing.
Exactly.
Because Ryan was trying to go over there and fight while he was suspended, and he said no, I'm going to respect the WBC.
Yeah, he was
decision.
out in Japan.
Yeah, and the WBC was like, you fuck around and go over there, we will ban you from boxing forever.
Yeah, it was in Japan. I remember that.
You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, what's going on in Saudi, he can pretty much do what he wants to do as far as putting on fights and, you know, just having it so it's a Ring Magazine event and a TKO event. And you still have the professional side, because what Dana White did for the UFC in getting the UFC sanctioned, as long as Dana White's name is attached to it, guess what? It's a sanctioned match. I don't need your WBC and your WBA bullshit, because this dude's got a history in boxing and MMA, and he's sanctioned for both.
Yeah, but but then you corner yourself in the market, because I believe they use the BBFC over that way. So even if you did cut the BBFC out and you just use Dana, then you corner yourself into just a Saudi market. So like, I feel like they came this way with it in America because this is the weakest boxing market to take over. Like, you can't go to try this shit no fucking England. Motherfucker be like, what? Like, they on top boxing. They soccer is number one, boxing is number two. You know, after they doing this shit in America because it's the weakest market for boxing.
Yeah, and it's the weakest market for boxing, but it's also where some of the biggest money is made in boxing.
Right.
You feel because the fans who still deal with boxing, you know, it's a small population, but they got money.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I get the whole going into the American market because it's the most market that shows the most thirst and it has the ficklest fans or whatever. So if you can capture the American market and get them on board, and I think that's going to happen, once everybody like really sees the promotional value and how they pulled off this Times Square event. If they pull that shit off without a hiccup, trust me when I tell you, bro, they got it.
Man, they've had a popo at every corner.
Yeah,
they gonna pull it off.
I'm here in New York and I'm not going there because that shit is gonna be a trap.
Yeah.
No don't doubt. Spit on the sidewalk. Don't try
shit.
to pee in between the car just because you gotta go and there's a huge line in all the restaurants around there. Don't do none of that stuff because they will take you down.
Yeah, so like he gonna do it. He can do it. Like I said, I knew he gonna pull it off because when he did that shit on Santa Monica Pier, I was like, ain't no way he put no fucking boxing ring on the fucking pier. He did that shit.
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up. I said, this man got power, bro.
The motherfucker's gonna put a boxing ring in the moon.
That motherfucker didn't. And then he said technically the first card for TKO is gonna be in Alcatraz. So he a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he got the boxers. Like I say, he got the boxers that's gonna help promote it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, shit lined up all the way to next year for REIC. All you gotta do is slap the name around it, and it's gonna look like a TKO Promotions. Even though we gonna look at like a REIC card, we not gonna really, I think we really not gonna see the real guts of it until that Grand Prix over with. Because I think that's where he gonna pick and choose his prospects and shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, with all of this getting ready to happen, where does it put fighters like that I don't know if I even on the Turks radar, people like Bam Rodriguez, Abdullah Mason. You feel what I'm saying? Charles Conwell. Where does it put these dangerous dudes that's
It could go both ways. They can go TKO or they promoter gonna offer him money to stay. Because you gotta think he finna be throwing a bit of money. If he want names like up and coming names that he know fans follow, they might not be stars, but they follow him, he gonna throw some money at him.
Yeah, he gonna have to buy a lot of people out of their contracts, and for some of these promoters, they're looking at it as a liquidation sale. That money that goes directly into their pocket.
But the promoters, one thing that can benefit them, if Turkey lead like it looked like he might be cutting the water off. Like I said with this Bivol shit, that fucked me up because just a minute ago Bivol was his guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he just turned his back on him. So if these other promoters come together and just keep playing nice with each other, the way shit been going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be an issue. Then you make it hard for Turkey. You know what I'm saying? But I think that because, money root all evil, that fucking greed, I think they all gonna fall right back apart. And they gonna be trying to do their own thing and saying fuck each other again. That's what I really think. And I hope it's not, because I have been saying this shit for years. If all of them just get together, I had this thing where I was like, if PBC would just be a PR firm, they'd be the shit. They'd be the shit. Golden Boy was like, Top Rank was like the D League. You know what I'm saying? You graduate to lead D League, take your ass over to Golden Boy, fuck with the Mexican fighters, see me handle that shit, and go up from there. But if they was all to come together, period, man, look, there'd be a force to reckon with. But I don't think, somebody always gonna want to be the leader type shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna always want to be over somebody. Nobody's gonna want to sit back, take the back seat, so to speak. You know what I mean? But if they all got together, Queensberry, Matchroom, Top Rank, Golden Boy, and come together and form their own fucking conglomerate, they can keep their promotions and be like, hey, we coming out with OKT. Fuck your name. You know what I'm saying?
They could, but here's the problem.
What's
the old promoters are stuck on a business model that's
right
in boxing.
Right.
They're still stuck on the pay-per-view model, and it's like, that shit is not sustainable for boxing. It never was supposed to be the sustainable thing. It was supposed to be the thing when you had the super mega
The
fights,
big fights.
them shits were supposed to be on pay-per-view. You wasn't supposed to get, every major or every fight with two decent names or big names, you know what I'm saying, to be on pay-per-view, and then you're gonna test a guy's star power by him being on payper-view, and all he's done was fight on the undercards of other people's pay-per-view joints.
Right.
It's like, bro, the market is not there. It's not enough eyes.
That's facts. I was just saying that not too long ago, fam. I remember coming up, Bernard Hopkins had plenty of regular cards, and then he'd have a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then he go right back to some regular card shit, and then have a pay-per-view. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
It's like they don't. Everything you want us to see is a nigga on somebody's undercard of their pay-per-view because you think pay-per-view is what's making the stars. No, it's what the fighters are doing outside of pay-per-view. It's their social media account. It's what they're posting.
Yeah, that's where it's at now.
Don't do a fucking thing for them. It actually is hindering their star power.
Yep, because you don't get to see them as often.
Exactly.
That's the whole problem.
And I know some people are whatever, but it's like, listen, just understand the ramifications of it. No promoter has put on an event that had female fighters that at one point had 20 million people viewing that female fight.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? Or 50 million, whatever the fuck the number was, but 20 million is still a big number. 10 million is still a huge number.
Hell
you feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if all the promoters came together and said, you know what? We're going to shop our conglomerate with a streaming site, like what we talked about before, whether that be whether that even be Hulu, whether that be fucking
Netflix,
whoever. Amazon Prime, or Apple TV.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing, though. I never understood this, but see, Turkey has been successful by doing the small things. Not nothing big, just the small things that we wanted them to do. For instance, all right, the Super Bowl, right? Super Bowl make their money off them tickets, yeah, but that's not the end all be all. The Super Bowl make the most money because off them fucking commercials, right? So like, and they get a piece of that. So like at the end of the day, it's like Turkey doing with this SNK shit. He making tons of money off that SNK shit. You understand me?
Yeah.
All day. And he's taking that page and saying, I could do commercial value and get this commercial value up. So let's say Bud versus Crawford and say that was a top rank card. If they were smart, put that shit on Netflix.
Bud versus Crawford slick.
My bad. You get what I'm saying, Canelo. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying, and run that somewhere and get the commercial value, the commercial real estate off of it. You know what I mean? That's where everything is evolving to. I mean, they've been. Growing up, I always felt that anyways. They've been showing that shit.
Like I've been arguing with my boys. Like I've been arguing with some of my partners. I'm like, bro, I get where y'all stuck on this pay-per-view thing, but pay-per-view never made it to the stock market. There are people who actually trade on companies and platforms that have a large streaming following. Those streaming numbers actually mean something, bro.
Yeah, they translate.
I don't care about pay-per-view. It doesn't work.
No, and it's translating into something because now you're starting to see streaming service introduce what? Commercials.
Yeah.
And if you don't want commercials, goddamn it, you finna pay not to have these fucking commercials.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have them, we lose out. So you finna pay us to take these motherfucking commercials out.
You know what I'm
saying?
We make money on both sides regardless. It's
exactly.
An interesting topic because
Hold on real quick. Let me bring my boy up, Punch. Salute to that boy Heavy Bag. What's good, bro?
Peace to the podcast. What it do?
Heavy, what up, nigga?
What's happening, man? Had to stop in on my main man for a second, man. See what we was talking about.
We talking about which direction this whole turkey thing going in. We was talking about like how the pay-per-view model ain't working. It started off really about like
Turkey making his move, baby.
Yeah, he making his move.
Well,
he got treated lightly.
Like pay-per-view is like it's a fossil now, man. You know, streaming is the future, bro. And it's better to move on with the times than to stay stuck in the past. You know what I mean? Like viewership is higher on YouTube than it is on TV, bro.
But I will.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's just like, and they're starting to see that model is surpassing the pay-per-view model. So it's just time to you see that 20 million people watch Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, 50 million people. Come on, man.
But
that speaks for itself. You know what
I
I mean?
I will say this though. When De La Hoya was saying that shit, nobody wanted to listen to him. De La Hoya been putting his fights on YouTube for a long time.
On the new thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was the new thing. Then nobody really know about it, and now look at today. Better streaming and took over fucking everything.
I remember when he said, "Yeah, we gonna be on the zone, and you still gonna be able to see our fight, and we gonna
remember
be on
all
YouTube."
the pushback the zone and matching that when they first started. Everybody hates on you first in the game, and look who they monopolized it all. The zone.
So who's Turkey in bed with as far as the network?
Oh,
Turkey then double dipped on Bob, let Bob lose the contract, and he just stole his spot.
Well,
so he got ESPN plus Netflix and the zone.
I'm gonna say it like this: as far as network goes, he's in bed with a company that I'm saying as part of my conspiracy theory is he's in company with the network that wants to be the #1 network in the world and just completely shit on ESPN, which is the second biggest sports network in the world. That's the Sky Sports Group.
Yeah.
Because they got their hands in everything. Beach volleyball to F1 to
everything,
MotoGP,
billiards,
to box,
all the weird shit, everything over there, bro.
You
cricket.
Yeah, they got all that that European.
Yeah, they got cricket over there. They got
Sky
everything on
Sports
that.
to break
But
into America. You know what I mean?
But it's on America. Listen, if you watch a MotoGP race or you watch an F1 race here in America, in the bottom left hand corner, you're going to see the watermark of Sky Sports.
Yeah.
So if you watch soccer or football here in America, on the bottom you're going to see Sky Sports. So it's bro,
but Bob saw the writing on the wall with that though. You know, Bob.
Yeah.
I think I told you Bob bought stock in that shit.
Yeah,
he be showing his fights on there,
bro. All of that stuff is brought to you by Sky Sports America.
Yeah, I watch beach volleyball to see asses shake. I only watch
and people
soccer
don't
for the World Cup and
here
F1,
in the US, people don't really want to watch
it. Netflix, nigga, I ain't interested in none of that shit.
Bro, I'm a hit you with something crazy. I watched for the first time. I don't know why I turned to it, but I watched a pickleball tournament.
Yeah, that shit was weird.
And the pickleball tournament was hosted.
That shit's weird as hell. I seen that.
Was hosted by Sky Sports, and it had a Riyadh season jump off on
it. Yeah. They got all that shit. They got live golf. They got they've been trying to get in a lot of sports since early 2000s.
Cricket is the most confusing game on the planet to fucking watch, but it's big as fuck overseas. But I can't.
Oh man, India and Pakistan, shit.
England, India, Pakistan.
Hell yeah, that motherfucker large.
That shit's confusing as hell, man.
Do you know that shit's so big though? In India and Pakistan, they don't go to work while that shit going on.
Yeah, that shit's that big. Cricket,
like it's that huge over there, bro. They don't have to go to work.
Come to Brooklyn, New York around Labor Day and watch how many cricket tournaments you'll find.
That shit weird, bro.
In Brooklyn. Them dudes from Jamaica.
But to get back on subject though, y'all. Now, like Bob took ESPN Plus. I mean, he had ESPN Plus. Turkey got that. They found this networks. You know what I'm saying? He gonna eventually get his ass over to this guy. And but I think that hold on real quick. Hold on. And then what I see is basically the one cat that he couldn't get to bend the knee. He basically took a page out of his book. When PBC hit, he was on every station known to man, from Bounce to CBS to motherfucking Showtime, every fucking word when he hit the ground running. And
Fox.
Everybody thought he was a promoter. He's not a promoter. He is an advisor, right? Turkey is still not a promoter, right? Dana is the promoter. He's gonna facilitate it through them. But guess who's the advisor? Turkey.
Yeah.
And like I said, he been trying to be a promoter ever since. Y'all remember when Turkey first started, he was promoting Skill Challenge. He wanted to get Skill Challenge up and running, and that shit disappeared the minute that he tried to make that. I forget what fight that was, but they took the belt and he got mad. Somebody got stripped. And he was like, these sanctioning bodies getting in the way. I'm gonna have to fix this. You'll hear back from a couple weeks. Some shit. He got mad in the motherfucker about that shit. The Skill Challenge disappeared. They started throwing these Riyadh cards. December came, so forth and so on. And now he done found his way into the American market. That's all it was.
I'm a bit confused though. I'm confused. So with this whole TKO situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's starting his own thing. And by starting his own thing, he's now trying to, in so many words, muscle out the sanctioning bodies.
Yeah, well, okay. It's not so much start his own thing. He's trying to start boxing under TKO banner. Okay, TKO been around.
So it's a promotional company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's throwing his hat in the ring.
Yeah,
bro,
TKO they own UFC.
It's gonna be a new a promotion. He's gonna do that with Dana White, and they're gonna, just start.
Hold on, round one. It's not. It's already a name. It's TKO Boxing Promotions. They keep saying it. Everybody keeps saying they don't know name. TKO Boxing Promotions, bro. And it's under that name. It's under their name, but they own UFC and WWE already. He's entrusting them to start it up. That's what they're doing. They're entrusting him to. He's entrusting Dana and Nick Khan, which is the president of WWE, to start it up for him. And he know he can't become a promoter, but he wants them to promote it. But he basically advises it because he's facilitating the money. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because TKO got an exclusive deal with Netflix. Did they just muscle PBC out on that deal too?
No, because see, Netflix trying to get in with everybody.
Yeah.
They don't count nobody out. Jake Paul's still over there. You know what I'm saying?
Top Rank is over there right now.
It's gonna fare well with everybody. It's just that he's gonna try to be the biggest.
Yeah.
So think about all the knowledge. When I said build your Rolodex yesterday, think about all the knowledge he done gained from all these promoters he done touched from, motherfucker. Especially the most knowledge you can get is from Bob Arm. He know about placing dates and placehold dates, so he could freeze another promotion out. You see what I'm saying? So just think about how many cards that Turk would try to line up within a year with Netflix, and then now you got to dance around him. He know the game now. He know it.
But he don't have no fighters. Where the fighters gonna come from?
Okay, it's all been a setup. All this whole time. Remember back in the day when we was on panel, I was like, he got the WBA in his pocket. Now he got the WBC, all of this shit. Now check this out. He just did this thing, 2 months, no, probably a month ago they announced it. The Grand Prix with the WBC, right?
Yeah.
It's a prospect tournament.
Yeah, big ass prospect
Right.
tournament.
When he gave his plans for TKO promotions, guess what he said? We're gonna have a big headliner and all our undercards gonna be prospects. So where do you think he finna get his prospects from?
Right. But
Top Rank
starting out with a bunch of prospects.
That's what I said. That's why I said it's gonna end up being, and then he don't want to deal with the sanctioned body. So he said our belt ain't gonna have no alphabets in front of it. Now, when he said that, I was like, how you gonna make that work? Then so I'm watching the damn.
Hold on, so you're supposed to be a promotional company with your own belt.
Yep, with your own fucking belt, right? Now check this out. So I was like, how the fuck that's gonna work? That shit not gonna work. Shit, he already in full effect of that shit. And that face off. Now I'm event in the beginning maybe, but it's gonna have to work with some youngsters. You ain't getting no established motherfuckers over there talking about no damn rinky-dink belt. But here go the thing. Here go the thing though. He's in full effect with it because if you watch that Canelo and William Skull face off, Eddie Reynoso walked over there trying to give him the WBC belt, nigga.
He was like, nah, bro.
He said, nah. He made the ugliest face at that motherfucker. Said, nah, bro. So I was like, God damn. Now you trying to shit on sanctioning bodies. You for real about that?
Ugly as hell, bro.
I said, man, look, I don't know which, like I said, I've seen this before. With the last time I saw this was with Jake Paul. Jake Paul with Tyron Woodley, he said, fuck the sanctioning bodies. It came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I don't care about the sanctioning bodies. Fuck them.
They got the MVP got their own belts too.
Not no more. He just had a champion that had a regular a sanctioning body belt. He fucking with them sanctioning body. He just had a card I was just watching while I was on here.
See, I think you can get rid of the sanctioning bodies and basically.
Yeah, one of them girls was like,
it's gonna be a circus
like this.
At that point.
I'm not sure if it'll be a circus because I'm saying there is a way to get rid of them, but the sanctioning bodies are gonna still want their money. You feel what I'm saying? So, for the Turk, if you're starting this league, right, your biggest issue is once the sanctioning bodies flex their muscle here in the U.S. or maybe the U.K. You feel what I'm saying? Because in the UK, the IBO belt is a big deal for those fighters.
Right.
That's a sanctioning body belt.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You got guys that are dropping like this dude at 130 pounds, I believe, just dropped his IBF belt to only focus on the IBO because he's like, fuck the IBF.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So what I think happens is within 2 to 3 fights, the sanctioning bodies will, to use a big word, capitulate and say, listen, we don't want to be outside looking in. As long as we can still get our fees, I don't give a fuck what you do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think what's
I
going
don't
to end up
understand the
happening
play here, bro.
Okay, what's going to end up happening is this. This is what I believe is going to happen. They go in. Okay, when OTX started, right? OTX was rolling. They was doing their damn thing. They had Carmelo Anthony in front of the camera. Everybody was tuning in. This shit was dope. But all they had was that OTX belt. They even brought Truck Simpson. They brought some young up-and-comers that we knew and put them in the ring, right? They had these new rules. Get a knockout. You get a bonus, blase, blase. But at the end of the day, that belt wasn't worth shit. And as long as they just had the OTX belt, couldn't nobody be ranked under it. So what they end up doing was sitting down at the table with the WBC. And WBC said, okay, they do it. They did exactly what AC said. We'll get with you. You don't have to represent the green belt. We go represent y'all belt. So now when you get the OTX belt, it say OTX, but under it say WBC. And that allows anybody who signs to OTX to be able to be in the rankings.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, if you're going to throw your hat in the ring as a promoter, you know the pushback is coming. So how are you going to, in the future, make these big fights with the notable, recognizable stars?
They're trying to have this.
How is that going to even be possible? Like, and then you got to think about
the angle,
the history of these sanctioning bodies. You got to think about these separate entities who, like a Eddie Hearn or Bob Arum, these are their babies. Like, they're not finna, you real competition now.
Here's the thing.
We're not finna fall in line now for sure.
Right. Here's the thing too.
Yeah, with
the way it's being structured is that they want to structure it like the UFC. This is why I say it's kind of like a circuit. So when you get a deal, and round one can attest to this, they'll give your ass a 5-on-5. That's how they count their deals. Or they'll give you a 10-on-10. The first number is like your pay. But the second number is how many fights I want out of you. You see what I'm saying?
What you mean, like the TKO fighters versus the top
No. I'm just talking about UFC. This that's how they structure their deals. So like, say I took you in UFC, right? You're a rookie, and I feel like you only worth $5,000 a fight. So the first number is how much I'm gonna pay you. The second number is how many fights I'm finna lock your ass in at that pay. You see what I'm saying? Now this is where it gets fucked up.
They pay you like 50-50, like
right.
5,000 a show, 5,000.
Right. So now let's say you per se, with the 5 fights you become the man. Hey, round one, your camera ain't working, but it's saying they ain't gonna let me up because your camera and mic ain't working or some shit. But let's say within them 5 fights, right? My champ was finna fucking fight the number 2 dude. You worked your way up within them 5-6 fights. Let's say it was, within like say 3 fights, you got up to like number 5, right? My guy didn't train for nobody else, so I'm gonna try to give him an easy touch. You get a shot at the fucking champ and beat him. Guess how much money you gonna still get? $5,000. $5,000. And then you still got the mother fights on there being champ at $5,000. Now see, boxing don't work like that. But that's how he's trying to structure it. It's even been people who say that they had 10 and 10, where they get $10,000 a fight, but they locked in for 10. You get what I'm saying? You come in with some crazy shit.
I understand that. I wasn't on no pay scale. I'm trying to figure out how the hell did Turkey feel like this was a smart move.
Can I come in with something real fast? I
don't give a damn how it's structured. I really could care less, because all I care about is the best fighting the best. That's the only thing that interests me. Fuck TKO, how that shit's structured, and I don't give a shit.
It ain't gonna be like that's what I'm saying. He's trying to create a clean version of the sport, and in doing so, he think it's gonna crush the sanctioning bodies. He think it's gonna weed everybody else out.
Away all of the stars of the day. You can't just throw away all the stars of the day. They here. Them niggas is established, and we want to see them.
Right. Here's my take on it. It doesn't affect none of that. Boxing still operates the way it operates. Now, here's where everybody was talking about the Turk coming in and doing good things for boxing and stuff like that, because he was able to relieve portions of money that the promotional companies didn't have to fuck with. Now, if you still signed to me as my promotional company, I don't give a fuck if you got a big name or a little name. If you're still signed to me, to my promotional company, I have a legal contract that bound you to my shit unless they want to buy you out. I don't think they want to spend that type of money to buy you out of my contract. So guess what? The amount of work that I have to put into you is now less than, and I'm just speculating on this, would now be less than 25%. I have to put in 25% of the work and still collecting the full 30% that I was getting off your fight, whether it's a big fight or a little fight. I'm going to do that all day long because it's a win-win for me. I don't lose anything. I don't lose my fighter. I don't lose my ability to be part of big fights, because the 30% is still 30%. Whether it's 30% off $100,000 or 30% off of fucking $10 million. Mm-hmm. It's still 30%. That's not going to change. So I'm still going to get my bread, and I'm putting in far less work than I ever had to do before. Yeah, fuck that. Sign me up. And I think this is the thing where the promoters are gonna fall in line in lockstep, and us trying to figure out what they're doing. The promoters with their contracted fighters are still gonna be doing what they're doing, where everyone wants to do the pay-per-view models because the sanctioning body wants to cut, the trainer gets his cut, the promoter gets his cut, the network gets his cut. Now you have all of that under one roof. It's like Apple computers. Yeah, they might be a little bit more expensive, but it's a lot of shit you just don't got to worry about once you got one.
Yeah. So what you saying is that he gonna be poaching fighters and bring them that way. Overall.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see in the beginning. That's how he can build up his fighters.
Golden Boy did it. Floyd PBC did it.
PBC did it.
The
Golden Boy.
You feel what I'm saying?
So he go. That's what I'm saying, because it was a comment that Dana had made, and I don't think he should have said it. He was like, we should have no problem starting up because Turkey know all the fighters that's not on contract, and he know all the fighters that's finna be up on contract. And I was like, he shouldn't have said that out loud like that. That was like the dumbest shit you could have ever said on TV.
Yeah. That is the dumbest shit, and some fighters are probably not taught. Like you look at, we keep saying why Teofimo Lopez keeps doing this dumb shit. He was supposed to retire because he wanted out of the Top Rank contract. Shakur Stevenson doing what he did, he wanted to get out of the Top Rank contract. Bud Crawford, Top Rank contract. Deontay Wilder wanting to get out of the PBC contract. So these fighters, eventually want to go out and become freelance fighters. So if you want to become a freelance fighter and get the bag in, you feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yeah, TKO is an option for me.
So is TKO supposed to have their own ranking system?
Probably coming out of what the Ring magazine has been doing.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be like UFC. The top 5 is always gonna keep fighting each other. You gotta work your way up.
And that's what it's gonna be the best once you make the top 5.
See, me as a fight person. Oh, sorry, go ahead, bro.
I was about to say no TKO fights will be sanctioned by the sanctioning bodies.
No.
Yeah, probably no. Yeah.
You see, that's another issue there, because there's so much history.
To me, it's just like another.
I don't like that idea.
To me, as a fight fan, that's just another content to watch. Like I like watching MMA.
Right, that's why I said
Muay Thai. So to me, it's another. But let me go back on what I was saying too. I mean, like I said, that belt, whatever they said, they don't have to be. It could be shit. Just a gold belt with no fucking words. Like like he said, it ain't gonna have no letters, right? Fuck it.
Right.
But it's gonna be like that. And then like how one championship is, they got there's like one championship. They got MMA fighters, so they got MMA champions. They got kickboxing divisions, so they got kickboxing champions, Muay Thai, and grappling. So they got everything in the fight game. They're trying to make themselves as big as possible, and they're pretty big out in Asia because that's where they're like out at. But even in the market out here, they're getting pretty big because I think they're bigger. They're better than like some of these MMA promotions out here. Not like the UFC, but just as good because they put good fights on, right?
Right.
Man,
So
I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see.
I'm
You
excited
know
to
what's
see
crazy? I'm excited to see who's going to be the first American fighter to sign up.
It's already done. The first TKO card is going to be Alcatraz.
And TKO,
Who the fighter?
if
Devin and all of them is
supposedly
TKO.
Yeah, supposedly T.O. supposed to be
T.O.
fighting in
Dev, all of
Alcatraz
them
if he
dudes,
win.
all of them dudes fighting in Times Square are all signed to the T right now, doing business.
Yeah, to help out TKO.
Yeah. But look, like I said, because you were talking about it, man. You were saying like, what were you saying? You were saying something like,
so hold up, hold up, man. I hate to cut you off because y'all confusing the shit out of me. So all of them fighters are under TKO now?
No, they're helping. They're basically helping out like freelance. So like in the beginning,
none of them
it's not
on May 2nd gonna be sanctioned.
No, they're gonna be sanctioned. But what the thing is, it's gonna have the TKO banners and shit like that.
Exactly.
They're saying it's to get it started. Like remember when Mayweather was technically hold on, y'all.
Bodies to get started, bro.
Huh? No. You're not understanding. Okay, so like it's just advertising. So like, for instance, I know you remember when Mayweather was doing Mayweather promotions, right? And everybody thought he was by himself. Well, technically he was on Golden Boy, but they was allowing him to put TMT around the ring. You get what I'm saying? Type shit.
Right,
to get people familiar. The first official TKO card is supposed to be in June or July in Alcatraz. They're using this one to advertise. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this.
The first TKO card at Alcatraz. Well, who headlining?
Well, they said if officially they had said it was supposed to be T.O. and that's granted if he wins.
Yeah,
the sanctioning bodies are still going to be involved. That's the only thing I'm not.
Bro.
I'm still because at the end of the day, when you look at it, and you have these spectacles of these exhibition fights, you feel Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson was a sanctioned fight.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Right,
Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, even though it was two different disciplines, it was
a sanctioned fight. Yeah,
it was still a sanctioned fight. So the sanctioning bodies, again, when you just look at what they're offering, and same thing with the promotional companies, everybody involved is going to get money for doing less than half the work that they used to do.
Right, but what I'm saying
all I gotta do is put your name up. So I don't really give a shit. I'm not really making the calls on who fights who. They're gonna handle the fact of moving people up and then submitting these names and all of this other stuff. All I gotta do is just attach my name to this shit, get my fee off attaching.
But that's the thing. He has to be willing.
My fee from the
he has to be willing to work with that. These first ones, he has no choice. But from his mouth, ain't gonna when that shit take off, ain't gonna be no alphabet. Like you said, ain't gonna be no alphabets in front of our belt.
No, not in front of the belt. I don't need the alphabet to be in front of the belt. Only thing I give a shit about the alphabet doing is posting what you got to post when it comes down to multiple sources of sanctioning. Because again, if we look at the exhibition fights, you go to these guys' box rec. These exhibition fights are on their box rec, so that means these shits was sanctioned. So sanctioning bodies not really, in my opinion, they're not really going to give a fuck.
But again,
win-win.
But again, like Jake Paul wasn't doing that shit at first until he had that sit at the fucking table. You understand what I'm saying? Jake Paul tried the same shit. He tried the same shit Turk doing, and he had to eventually say, "Fuck it, I can't do shit without him."
Everybody, but at the end of the day, when everyone sits at the business table and they realize their role, it's like
they do.
if at the end of the day, maybe in the lower joints, I have my freedom with some of these belts and stuff like that, or fighter assign a 1 or 2 fight deal, much like whatever, like if they're following the Pro Box model. Pro Box is they only sign network deals.
Right.
They're not signed in promotional. They're not your promoter. You're being directly signed to a network deal. So I believe, because we don't have all the details, I believe it's going to be a little bit more sound than what a lot of things that we're speculating, because the information is coming out slow. But there are examples that tell us, okay, it could be like this, it could be like this, it could be like this. But if these two guys are involved, or these two companies are involved, when you really, really look at it, they're in a better position than they were without doing this shit. If they go and do this, it's less a hassle for them, because you letting these guys do all the work, and now you just reaping fees.
But that's the thing though. That was my thing. You letting Dana and Nick Khan run boxing. Yo, boxing.
Not run boxing, but run your promotion.
But right, that's what I'm saying. You got two guys that relatively don't know shit what they doing. Because if they did, they'd have been doing it.
Yeah, no, like I said, remember when I told you Dana was supposed to, and then I said, oh, look,
he had a couple boxing,
yeah.
he had a couple boxing matches, bro.
No,
and they failed.
You know how Dana, I said he was gonna do a Zuffa boxing promotion when the Conor McGregor shit, but it didn't go. No, he didn't start it because it's like, he
bro,
really didn't have time. But
you ain't ever seen no boxing matches he did where they had UFC on the boxing gloves and shit.
Yeah. And the problem the problem is he tried to do it under a business model that
and it didn't work.
Failing. Because as long as you try to do the shit under pay-per-view, you're going to fail. Yeah, Jake Paul just showed everybody how to do the shit under streaming.
Yeah. Well, that's now, but I mean,
but I want to make this clear though. When we talk about these sanctioned by WBC, they're just championship fights. So I expect out the gate, like he said, they're gonna have their main card gonna be relatively boxers we know, which probably they're gonna pay free to come over, and you get what I'm saying, and just showcase. Well, you ain't got to sign. We're gonna pay you to come over, and the rest gonna be prospects, like they said. Because if he throw like Jake Paul this card, he didn't need WBC or nobody except for that one championship fight with young lady. But other than that, if they ain't no championship bout, he don't need them. You get what I'm saying? He don't need them at all.
I mean, Mario's even Dana, look, even Dana, his fight nights, there's no championship bout. It's just coming fighters and stuff, right? So that's how I'm saying they're gonna start from.
But that's what we call biting a bit though. Like he has to
too,
throw those shows out. That's nothing new.
Well, who's gonna be inclined to help this nigga though? That's my thing, because now because I feel like he's stabbing these niggas in the back. I done worked with y'all. I done learned the business. I done got a lot of advice from you niggas. Now I'm starting my own thing, which potentially takes food out of your mouth.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's not the promotions heavy. It's not the promotions heavy. He been working. Remember when he announced that he announced his ambassadors? Why would you put ambassadors? I didn't even know why they even allowed it. Terrence Crawford was an ambassador, Big Baby was an ambassador, Victor Ortiz is an ambassador. And you think they not saying who contract damn near up or all of that shit?
Inoue is a Jap.
These motherfucking snitches. These motherfuckers shit. Hey man, you want to come over and make this money? Come fuck with Turk. You know what I'm saying? They poachers. That's what he banking on.
How many of them is it though? Because again, he's become a threat, and I'm not gonna be inclined to be sending you fighters so you can have cards.
Let me ask Heavy what he take from this. I'm about to read something, Heavy. Okay,
go ahead.
And I'm going to read this. I want to know your take on this comment that he made today. Now, remember, just a couple weeks ago, Bivol was his boy, right?
Yeah.
He said, I am no longer interested in Bivol versus Benavidez, and I will not bid on it. I think Bivol knows who has delivered for him and who hasn't. My advice to Bivol, don't be late, because every day something changes.
Word. That mean nigga get down or lay down, nigga.
Exactly.
Get down and lay down.
I'm cutting the water off. You ain't getting no pay. You need to come over with me.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with him now. I think he's
see,
in the
that's the
business of coaching
telltale for
fighters
me.
at the moment.
And that's the only thing I see. Everything else to me is irrelevant. I'm just looking at, all right, this nigga is a threat to the rest of the promoters. How will they respond? And for Turkey,
Eddie gonna be fine.
how are you going to move forward having
look,
successful events with a lot of niggas that don't nobody know? And are you gonna just keep recycling the few niggas that do fuck with you?
I'm gonna do that. Let me
answer
your question. Let me answer your question, bro. Because look, like the UFC or like MMA, Dana have seen it. He's seen people MMA promotion start up, giving a lot of money to these old fighters and stuff like that and shit like that, right? That's basically like what I feel like maybe he could do. He's gonna start giving some of these big. What if he gets a Deontay Wilder in there and shit? You don't think you're gonna see a card, a little fight night card with Deontay Wilder on there?
One. I get you. I get how optimistic you are for Dana, but me and you had talked about this yesterday. Dana started something that was really special in the beginning, but in the end it failed, and it took somebody to buy it to bring it back up. You see what I'm saying? And when he brought it back up, he ended up doing the same thing that sanctioning bodies do. He'll take a lower tier fighter and bring his ass all the way up to fight a champion because he's popular. So for him to make this statement that he's going to clean up boxing and say that the top 5 are going to fight the 5, yeah, it's nice that he's saying that to this new generation. But from a Gen Xer, when his shit started, that's what he did then. And it didn't work. Because in order to get those top 5 to fight each other, you're going to have to pay these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that's where the MMA people, like you see where the MMA, or there's some new MMA organization called GFL, and people are just calling it Grandpa's Fighting League. That's what people, because why? Because they have fighters they signed, and they were former UFC champions, but ain't none of them younger than like 35.
Yeah, that's fine. But those are
but you're throwing money, and they're saying, yeah, we're gonna do more than Dana. So
but you gotta understand, this is a young man's sport. Boxing is a young man's sport. So you got to train of boxers coming in, but these boxers
is a young man's sport. So it's like, yeah, it's the same thing though. It's like you see this GFL stuff.
Like you could get
money. I mean,
let me tell you something. Okay, so boxing would never took in no Kimbo Slice off the rip. UFC would. You got boxers who've been boxing since the age of 4. Went through nationals, multiple national champions, go to the Olympics, been an Olympian. They see that as being worth something. And for me to be an Olympian and actually win a medal, whether it's bronze, silver, or gold, to come to TKO and you want to structure me a deal that's only $5,000 a fight, is not going to work, bro.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's like, well, Kimbo is different, bro. Because Kimbo was a viral.
But that's supposed to be the enticing part of Turkey.
Yeah. But
it's the money. If they gonna structure it like the UFC, they definitely gonna fail.
That's what I said.
You gonna piss everybody else off, and you ain't gonna pay the fighters.
No. But that's what I'm saying. If they're gonna do that, they're gonna start from the bottom. If they're gonna be pulling fighters from.
This is why they're gonna do prospects.
But I think, listen,
exactly.
I think I'm gonna say it like this. When I look at cards that being really good cards, you feel what I'm saying, and stuff like that, for free, I look at an entity like ProBox. ProBox puts on some damn good cards, and they've even put on, I believe at this point, like 2 championship fights.
So, no, more than that.
So
shout out ProBox TV.
Yeah, so basically, there are blueprints out there. When you talk about someone starting different things, you had Masvidal start Game Bread Entertainment.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And that shit does MMA, bare knuckle, grappling. Game
that's
Bread
MMA
does,
bare knuckle, but like it's MMA but bare knuckle. Like
but it does. Like but Game Bread does. They also do grappling tournaments. But basically, they here's a company being started by a fighter who's trying to do something for MMA and offer a whole new platform. When I look at what's going on with boxing, I really don't see that much changing, and I don't see them as the ops, because if you were the ops, we wouldn't have gotten the fights that we got so far, because these guys have been doing this shit far longer than the Turks been fucking around. So they would have seen these moves coming a mile away and been like, oh no, 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 no. We're not doing no type of business. We're not fucking with your Riyadh season. We're not gonna do none of that. Because at the end of the day, you're going to turn into the thing that could actually crush us. But if they really, really looking at it, they could see that, hey, there's a shitload of money in here for doing far less work and far less paperwork, because they're willing to do all of that shit. So at the end of the day, I'm on this train.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But I can see that happening here now and then, because by me giving you all of my shit and it look like you doing all the shit, it makes me irrelevant. Because we gotta remember, they got a brand to uphold as well. You know, for them using, I think, you know what I think they should have did? Instead of siding with the WBC Turkey for that prospect tournament, that's what TKO should have did. TKO should have held their own prospect tournament to start that shit off. That's what they should have did.
IBO. They should have. They could make the IBO. Like, they just took the IBO.
Man, them sanctioning
hold on,
bodies could have did all of that.
And to AC's point, Pro Box, one thing they did, if they would use a Pro Box model, it would have been beautiful. Because see, Pro Box was open with welcome arms to work with everybody. And what I mean by that is not necessarily just sanctioning bodies, even fighters. What's my boy Connolly? Connolly retired, started his own promotional company, went to Ireland, didn't they? Yeah. And we gonna help you showcase this shit, boy. Your boy Lamont Roach, threw his own card, called Pro Box. Yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to throw my own card. They was like, we with it. You know what I'm saying? Welcome with open arms. That's how you do it. I just think that they're rubbing everybody the wrong way by saying we're gonna crush all the other promoters. We're not gonna have no letters in the front of our belt, and like it's like, dog, you could do all that without saying. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get the product out there first and let people see it. When you throw shit like that out there from something that's been established like that, a lot of people don't like different. So you're gonna ruffle a lot of feathers, and already Dana don't have no friends in the boxing industry. That's no secret. Nobody in the boxing industry likes Dana. So how do you get a Bob to say, hey, I'll fuck with him, you know, or Eddie, I'll fuck with him? They look at him like, man, you don't like us, we don't like you, bro. Because you always look, because for one thing I never understood about Dana, Dana always viewed boxing as his competition. And I never understood that, bro. If you never paid attention in the past, bro, every time there's a fucking main, like a big card on Saturday, there's a big UFC card going on. Always. Mm-hmm. And that's not by chance. That's on purpose. You get what I'm saying?
That's the UFC stuff, bro.
Yeah. So I never understood that. And so like people look at him like he's the enemy. You get what I'm saying?
The only thing UFC would never go up against, they would never put on one of their card on the night of a WWF or WWE.
Right, because you gonna get smoked, bro. Boxing don't even do that, though. Boxing don't do that, bro.
Boxing don't even do that, but he knew.
You gonna get smoked, bro.
I just think the Turk going about it the wrong way, man. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get up out of here.
I agree with you, Heavy. He going about it.
He going about it the wrong way. And I like Turk, man, and I truly believe he wants to attempt so bad to get rid of the sanctioning bodies and have one champion. I wholeheartedly think that's what he wants to do. I think he should have just I think more than anything, he should have tried to, and maybe he already did, but try to create something together with the rest of the promotional companies, right? And say, hey, listen, we all have the same amount of stake in the company, whatever the case may be. Together, we can push the sanctioning bodies out. Together, we can push them out. But this approach, this doesn't do that. Right. If anything, I think it's going to make the sanctioning bodies stronger. Because if you fucking with Turk, then you're only fighting for the ring. And that leaves anybody else who wants to work with the sanctioning body to do so.
And that's going to decrease value in the ring, because you ain't just supposed to win the ring every time you fight.
You're going to have a bunch of bums initially fighting for the ring, bro.
Right, and that destroys the
nobody
legacy of the ring.
credible is going to be the ring champion over there. More than likely, who's going to be credible being a ring champion over there?
So, I agree with you. I think he's just going about it all the wrong way.
Yeah,
and I hope in the future that they get in his ear and say, "Hey, like they did Jake." Like I said, I watched this. Jake Paul had to fuck with him. Like it just you can't take the history out of boxing. Like you just
can't,
start,
bro.
and then pretend, and then pretend like you're starting something new. You're not. It's still boxing at the end of the day. You can't do that. You can't sit there like I said. Dana tried it and put UFC on the boxing glove. That shit failed miserably. Like, no, this is not boxing, bro. It felt like a circus. You know, like I'm just supposed to accept who these guys is. I don't know who the fuck these dudes is. We watch Friday Night Fights to watch motherfuckers we don't know. We already got this. This ain't new. So what pizzazz are you really putting on it? You know what I mean? Now I'm with him on the one belt thing, but it's easy to do it. Like I said, I enjoy OTX, but at least I know those boys are ranked. If Truck Simpson fights over there, Truck Simpson end up getting ranked high, I know he can go to fight a champion, another champion. Not I'm ranked high at TKO, but I'm the highest at TKO, but I can't go fight none of the other fighters on no other promotion because I'm not ranked. That's what bothers me. Because that's how WBC, WA, they're gonna freeze them out. Well, they're not ranked in our system, so they can't fight none of the champions over here. He come over here, he's ranked at the bottom. He's on y'all Maple Leaf ranking system. And then if you try to use the ringside as a ranking system, you just stole the ringside from us, so we don't even recognize you now.
Yeah.
That's how they'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
Suleiman put out basically condemning the ring. But I think Turkey should
that was somebody took that heavy, bro. That's old.
I thought it was, bro.
That's old. That was at the WBC convention in Puerto Rico, bro.
From like when? Last year, a couple years
ago?
No,
that was earlier this year. It was earlier. It was, but that wasn't in conjunction of what happened. You get what I'm saying? People took that and put it together. But that's not.
Right. But on some real shit, that's how he feels, though.
Old
or whatever the case may be. That's how that nigga feel.
Yeah, and that was before. And that was before Turkey bought it. That was before Turkey bought it too.
But I think he messed up by not staying neutral. You had to stay neutral and stay in their ears to get them together and be like, yo, listen, if y'all all come together, I can be the financier. You know what I mean? I can finance this thing if we can come together and do this thing. Let's create something together
that feels like
nation and bodies. We can do it, but
it feels like
promotional shit. It's crazy, bro.
It feels like he cornered all of them to the zone, and then he wanted to create his own shit. And if he wanted to be separate, what he should have did was like, hey, we need to come together, XYZ, y'all. I'm possibly finna start my own shit, and then I'm gonna join forces with y'all, and we're gonna make this big conglomerate. But instead, he got all these guys at the zone now, and then now you trying to break off and do your own fucking shit. That shit don't look right. If it was to be the right way in cordial business, like he been giving all these dudes his money, putting the big cards, the promoters been nice to loan their fighters out to him, all this shit. And like Eddie said, we heard about it about a year ago, and then 6 months ago he said he was doing it. That's fine. We don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, if he want to leave us, fine. We'll keep going to do what he's doing. That tell you where they mind at. And
that nigga crazy, man. You crazy if you think Eddie ain't got no ego.
Hey, check this out. I'm gonna tell you something.
Egos, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a stickler for words, Heavy. All my friends tell me you pay attention to everything, Slick. I promise to God. This was the one interview, bro. Eddie didn't address him by what he usually say. When Eddie addressed Turkey, he say what? His Excellency. That nigga said, if that's what Turkey want to do, that's what Turkey want to do. That excellency shit went out the fucking window.
Of course it did.
You see what I'm saying? Even though he seemed like he was unbothered, he was bothered.
He didn't become the competition. You have basically said, hey, man, I'm the competition now. Surprise, nigga. Surprise.
Yeah.
I've been working with you niggas, but guess what? Now I'm the competition, nigga.
He was learning all the roadblocks he was running into. He was learning how to get around them, talk to the right people, learn the business, and now he think he got the game and going.
Turkey crazy if he think them old rich niggas gonna go out without a fight.
But the thing is though, the only ones that's why he in America with it, because he can't fuck with England. They established, like I say, boxing is their number 2 sport, bro. There's no way you thought you was gonna stop their train. So Eddie know he ain't got no worry, but like he said, and I had did my research before the interview. Eddie throw 30 to 33 major cards, not his small shit, not the shit that come on Friday, Thursdays in England and shit like that. His major cards, 33 major cards worldwide a year. He ain't fucking with that. It'll be decades before he can fuck with Eddie on that. 33.
20 of them is trash.
Probably, well, to us it would be, but we talking about like, and then he just got the Australia mark. Why you think now he conquering Australia? Where you think Bob got it from? Bob saw that shit, was like, I'm finna start getting a fighter in every country. Who he start getting? He got Tyson Fury, Josh Taylor. I'm gonna go get a motherfucker everywhere because you put Josh Taylor on in America, yeah, we might tune in, but all the fucking, where you from? Scotland? Everybody in Scotland tuned the fuck in. You get what I'm saying? So like, and that shit was proven to me because that motherfucker that's finna fight Boots, that Lithuanian boy, the whole fucking country finna tune in.
Danny Onis,
I talking about I was live for one of his fights.
And he also
all I had was Lithuanians in my chat, bro. I was like, God damn.
At the end of the day, the dude still got, you know, he over there getting them young Japanese fighters to be signed the top rank. Inoue's older brother, Jin Sasaki trying to.
I tell you something though.
Good showing.
Turkey got a one up on
Japanese fighter.
He's, do you know that Inoue is signed from Mr. Honda? He signed the top rank and he inked a 3-fight deal with Turkey.
Yeah. He's a smart businessman, bro.
Getting to the chicken, man. Getting to the chicken.
So I mean, like, I just think they're going about the wrong way, and I think the words they're using
I can't
wrong.
wait to see how this shit play out.
But I think it's gonna end up being a bunch of prospects and shit like that or whatnot, man. Heavy, you finna go sleep, bro?
Yeah, I'm finna I'm finna shut it. Y'all already, I'm guessing you already talked about the title of the show, so
no. I want you can go and speak your piece on that.
Was everybody in agreement?
I'm all right with it. That's my thing.
Cool,
I already knew. I'm cool with it because I felt like
I think they wouldn't know because you just numb anyway. Like you used to the shit. You used to the bullshit.
In a way, I gave my whole spiel all the way back to fucking Chavez and Sweet Pea. Like if they should overturn that, they ain't do that shit. But like at the end of the day, like I felt like this. If they didn't. They weren't gonna give it a knee, but I thought they would at least did a DQ because so much happened in that corner when him sticking his head out the ring, then they stuck their hand in the ring, came up on the apron. That was more than the need to me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also felt like they weren't gonna turn when they left. They put that first initial statement out about their referee. I said they're not gonna turn their back on the referee because then that's turning their back on themselves. So I kind of felt it was gonna stick, but I was hoping that they would do a DQ, but. I felt like overall, Roach and then people saying Roach put it in. Roach didn't put it in. It was the dude at Pro Box. He put it in, but the thing is, it was a good move to me because then it would have forced a rematch. Because Roach don't want to win that like that, but it would have forced the rematch to solidify it. You get what I'm saying?
Would win it any way he can win it, man. Because it just means that much. But for me, I just felt like through it all. As much corruption as we've pointed out through the years that goes unnoticed. And most recently that I can remember, like the Oshaki Conceição fight. Because they relatively unknown, nobody gives a fuck. But here you have somebody like a Tank Davis, where it's most of American boxing eyes is paying attention. It's huge. This is a huge platform. You got the opportunity for the first time to really just get it right. Like you got the boxing world, and I'm speaking for a lot of the casuals too. Cause that's what happens when you put the tragedies in front of the eyes of a huge audience. A lot of the times that elect change. So you had a big audience paying attention to this shit. They understand that some bullshit happened in this fight. So now you got this huge opportunity to right a wrong in front of everybody.
Right.
And boxing still comes up short, bro. It's crazy. It's fucked up, man. It's crazy, bro. And like you said, so many infractions in that 9th round, man. So many points could have been deducted.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Nothing to be done about none of it, my guy. And then, on top of that, the whole world is using instant replay when it comes to these sports.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me y'all didn't? You're charging people $80 a pop for this pay-per-view and nobody bothered to check the replay machine?
No, they did. When the statement came out before this statement, they said it was a technical error with the replay.
Whatever. That means some shit wasn't right.
No, I think it wasn't there. I think that was some bullshit.
I'm gonna say this.
It's no excuse, bro.
I'm the same energy type of guy, right? And within, I believe it's 4 weeks, no more than 5 weeks, right? One fighter I was really big on. I was talking him up like a storm. We saw the draw robbery of Carlos Adames versus Hamza Shiraz.
Right.
On a mega card that's supposed to have a lot of structure, right? We saw Sandor Martin box his ass off and get blatantly robbed the second time, right?
Quit boxing, bro.
And then we seen, and we're looking at this debacle with Tank and Lamont Roach. So the things that are happening are, in my opinion, discretionary. In certain, the way I truly feel is that's the ugly business side of boxing, because in that type of situation, that type of controversy sells the shit out of the rematch. Now, whether or not Tank takes the rematch in May or he does something different, it puts Lamont Roach in a win-win situation. Go out and get another name, get a victory. You solidify yourself at 35. You feel what I'm saying? Now it builds up the points of the rematch. You feel what you feel?
And see, the biggest difference though is when with those fights that you named, it's still a bunch of guys that's just unknown.
Yeah.
A lot of these fans that tuned in, a lot of these fans that tuned in to this Tank fight have no idea who the fuck they are. And I understand what you were saying. It's just the fact that how big this particular fight was. Even if you didn't get it right on those fights, all right, we used to that shit. Nobody knows. Nobody's even going to care.
Yeah, and that's the sad part.
That's the sad part. Yeah, but now you got an opportunity to say, hey, we're going to turn a corner here, man. Now that everybody's watching on this big-ass Tank fight, we're going to get this shit right, bro. You know what I mean? We got to get it right. It's too many people watching. And it appears like these niggas still don't give a fuck, bro. That shit crazy, man.
It's because all right, if I get it right, what does that do for the rematch and the built-in rematch that's already there? Because we took something away from Sandor Martin. Now we got the Gary Antoine Russell Jr. fight rematch versus Puello. Now both of these guys, now it's for unification. That's a co-main event baked into the pot. Now you got the championship rematch between Lamont Roach, versus Tank Davis. For the promotional part, now you have something really, really tangible that whets the appetite of everybody. So you could let this cook. You feel what I'm saying? Let it marinate for about a year. Boom, you're going to make the mega fight. And that's the fact that Lamont Roach was slighted in the amateurs. Felt he won, got his redemption a year later. You feel what I'm saying? Went to the Worlds, was considered one of the best amateur American boxers, blah, blah, blah. Comes to the pros, arguably beats Tank, makes him take a knee, and gets slighted in that victory. Now here we are again in the third fight.
It's even bigger if Tank takes the L. Because now it's like, yo, Tank fucking lost. Have we found the guy that has his number?
I mean, it becomes bigger if you promote Lamont Roach as a Buster Douglas.
He is.
He is. Well, he
Let's keep
did.
it a
Yeah,
bean,
that's
bro. Let's keep it a
he
bean.
did.
This nigga
Yeah,
is
that's
Buster
true.
Douglas.
He is. Yeah. Yeah.
He is.
Without the knockout, but the knockdown. Come on now, man. They didn't even count that.
Yeah, man. This man won, bro.
For real, and that's crazy.
He is
I
Buster
just watched.
Douglas.
I just watched the one championship. Like I was telling you guys, right? How I want to. I think the UFC was structured. It would be kind of like that. But the one championship, someone took a knee. It was a kickboxing bout, and that person, that was a count. That was and it just looked the same way. Like got cracked in the face and just dropped to the knee, like how Tank got cracked. Well, that guy got cracked in the face, not like how Tank did. But yeah, he took a knee and it was counting. From Karabits, Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing, you take a knee, that's a count, bro.
That's a count, bro.
That's a count.
And for them to get that wrong, man, in front of an audience that big, man, is crazy. And for me, I just think the rematch is even bigger if Tank lost.
Oh, it's even.
First of all, let's not even talk about what the win means for
I
Tank
think it's
and for
even.
Roach.
I think it's even bigger now, though. I think it's even bigger now. The rematch, even if it's a draw, like yeah, like
Well, it's gonna be big either way. Either way, it's gonna be big.
You're right.
But
No,
I
you're
think
right.
it's
You're
even
right.
bigger if Tank
Lost.
loses.
Lost. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, because if Tank loses, you can paint the picture that Lamont Roach is just that nigga. Tank has finally met his match. Can Tank beat Roach? He had his number. He fought the perfect fight, or whatever the case may be. You can build that out of Lamont. You can't do it right now because now with the rematch, everybody's still gonna think Tank's gonna win.
That's true.
You Tank to win, bro.
I mean, I picked Tank to win, bro. I picked Tank for knockout because this was to me. It was this was his third. Oh, go ahead, bro.
No, I was just gonna say even if Lamont Roach won, they would still pick Tank to win based on Tank's performance in the ring that night. That was a fight that people can arguably say, I never seen Tank do that shit before.
And let me tell you that because I look, I'm gonna pick not Tank to win, but I'm gonna have it more closer to Lamont to win. A 50-50 still, but I'm gonna have Lamont coming in as the winner because at first I had Tank as the winner by knockout. I mean, to me, this was his third WBA super featherweight champion he's fighting. The second one he's pulling up. The first one he went
Roach,
down and fought.
But I can't go with that argument one because at the end of the day, when you look at Lamont Roach's record, he actually got way more fights at 35 than
that's true.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
he's
he's been up there. Right. He made statements to say, listen,
you're right.
If I couldn't unify, I was looking to go to 35 anyway because if I couldn't unify, if these guys wanted to duck me.
Dude, now I see it. That's crazy, dude. Now I see it's crazy because now that you're saying it, I look at the Ryan fight and the Barrios fight. The Riot fight, he had him drained, and he had him in the cap.
Yeah,
and the
you could get
fight,
that. You could get that type of weight bully. Bro. You could get that type of weight bully criticism.
That's crazy
for Ryan and maybe Barrios, but for me, I was a staunch. I was one of these guys that was on other people's channels, and they was dogging me out. They was like, "AC, you tripping, man? This Lamont Roach is garbage. Don't nobody know who he is. The only people that know who Lamont Roach is for that ass kicking he took from Jamel Herring." And I'm like,
me and Slick covered Lamont right here together on Pro Box in his last championship fight, bro. And we was very well aware of Roach, even in the Jamel Herring loss. We all thought he was a good fighter for sure. You just felt like Tank was on a different level. That's
exactly.
All. Yeah. You just felt like Tank was on a different level.
But I was just saying it like this. I was like, listen, I'm telling y'all, and I took criticism for this. I was like, listen, this fight's gonna be a lot closer than what you think. Lamont Roach is coming in there with something to prove. You feel what I'm saying? He's coming in there with something to prove, and he's the first guy that's not intimidated by Tank. They have history. They trained together. They slept over each other's house. I mean, Tank used to sleep at Lamont Roach's crib and shit like that. So he's got a deeper understanding than Shakur or anybody else who's ever fought Tank.
Dude,
if anybody's gonna beat him, this is the guy to beat him and have his number.
Yeah, he
and
definitely had
like,
his number.
AC, where you be getting this shit from?
He definitely had his number.
And I'm like, yo, just talk to any real nigga who follow boxing that's from the 7 cities.
You
like,
right, bro.
This shit ain't new.
You right, bro. Like, that's crazy too. How you just
where you from, bro?
Me, I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, word.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man. But you know what though? Like I say, this either way it's gonna be big. The rematch will be big. But I think it would have still been big without them robbing Roach, bro.
Yeah.
Let that man get his win, bro.
Like
Let that man get his win, bro. It's still gonna be big. Let that man get his win, bro.
Look, like you said, let him get his win. But like you said, like you just told us, it would be bigger. The fight would even be bigger if he won. So the rematch, right? Yeah. So
hell yeah. At least I think so. That's my opinion.
But no, it would, bro. You're right. It would, bro. Everyone's gonna come back and see that rematch. Like, look, Canelo lost to Bivol. Imagine if Canelo just beat and you see this Turkey shit, right? Imagine just imagine if Canelo just beat Skull, he's undisputed, and then instead of him fighting Crawford, they pushed that to next year and they put Bivol up there, bro. Undisputed versus undisputed rematch. Put David aside. We don't want him. No, I got bigger things. Maybe I could switch up. Turkey's like, like, oh man.
Yeah, the rematch is gonna be it's gonna be big.
Rematch would be big, but that's what I'm saying. If even if Roach right now, everybody probably want to see that. I've even told my brother.
The difference is what you just mentioned is just redemption for Canelo. He Bivol won. They didn't rob Bivol.
That's true. Well,
they tried to rob Bivol. God knows they tried to rob him, but they didn't.
Fuck, who got? Oh my god, forgot who got robbed earlier, but it was like a fight I was watching. This guy got robbed, right? And it was like, yo, what the fuck? He got robbed. Like, everybody was like thinking, like, what the fuck is the judges and shit, right? Oh, it's a UFC fight and shit, right? But they ran it back, they just ran it back. Like the next fight, he ran it back, So I would think like the next fight for Roach, it would be the Tank fight. It would have to be the Tank fight. Who's Tank gonna fight anyways? He didn't go to Turkey. He's still
they were talking about the boy Jake Paul showed up at the fight, man. That was some type of big, that's big money, man. Tank into the circus and shit.
Oh man, well Tank.
He was thinking about joining the circus, man.
Like I said, I'm a Tank fan. I like Tank. Like I could criticize Tank like I like Canelo because I criticize Canelo a lot too. But still, like, yeah, man. Oh man, that Jake Paul fight, don't do it, man. Like,
shout out Oaktree in the chat, man. He said Roach looks spectacular to y'all. That y'all picking him to win the rematch. Nope.
No,
I just want the man to get his W. I still not picking him in the rematch, but the nigga got robbed.
Yeah, for Oaktree, I'm gonna tell him like for Oaktree,
the nigga got robbed.
I'm gonna give him a more chance. It's more of a 50-50 fight because I had Tank winning by knockout in like the 8th round or something. But yeah, I'm gonna give even a slight.
Still picking Tank to win, nigga.
There we go.
But that nigga got robbed. Get that man his W. And I'm still picking Tank to win the rematch. But get that man the W. And see, this is what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't care because it's not them. Niggas ain't taking their time to put themselves in that man's shoes, man. Just like my man just mentioned, he came up with Tank. That means he put the same work in, bro. He been putting in work from day one, too.
And it's a bunch of them like that.
And got his opportunity. Yeah, and when he got his opportunity, he prevailed, man. And they stole it from him.
That be the thing. It's a bunch of fighters just don't get their shine, bro.
Hell, man, that's
don't
dirty.
get that check. They don't get that opportunity to showcase their skills, bro.
Get that man his win. All it is. But I'm still taking the rematch.
And people, it kills me because then they end up eating their words when they say like, you only good as your last fight. You know what I mean? Like, you never know until a kid get his fucking chance. And that kid got his chance and showed the fuck up. Hey, forgive me, fellas. My damn modem decided to fucking update. Yeah.
Oaktree, he said Roach held his own and outboxed Tank, but he ain't look spectacular like the narrative. I mean, in order to do what he did versus Tank Davis, you have to look spectacular, bro.
I gotta say this, Oak Tree. If that was not Tank, would he look spectacular?
Yeah, how
damn right he would. He was in there with top competition.
Tank? How can you have that performance against Tank without looking spectacular?
Yeah, like that's you discounting Tank at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't discount Tank. Tank did what he did, and he answered everything. Like that's what he had to do. That's like, hey, ain't nobody else wouldn't like did him like that.
You are the supreme underdog in there with arguably the best fighter
and I'm not,
America has to offer, and you go to not only do you go the distance, you whoop on this boy a lot of these rounds, bruh.
So that fight against anybody else in that 135, not the top 5, but I'm saying wouldn't it look spectacular what he did to Tank? Like that's the type of fight you're gonna get. Like, for instance, you can take a Bivol and you can take a Better Be. Put them in there with anybody else, they'd have dominated. But them together, that's what you're going to get. You get what I'm saying?
50-50,
and I don't care what the excuse it was about a knee. Nigga, he took one.
Bro.
As far as that knee goes, we just got to remember this. And I'm always going to quote, what Tank said. I took the knee because I didn't want to get knocked out.
Bro.
That tells me everything I need to know about that knee.
Exactly.
Look, Tank.
You made Tank take a knee because he was leery of getting knocked out.
Yeah, come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Swing the wheel, gone.
I just got my hair done 2 days ago. Why did I see a short of that? Like, I saw a YouTube short of that. Like, I swear.
And look, he shout out my guy that just said that about him respecting that power. He said he didn't want to get knocked out because the round prior, round 8, with that counter right hand that sent Tank stumbling, he understood.
Hold on.
Roach was cracking.
It was that right hand. But what people ain't paying attention, y'all, everybody said the jab right before that. Did y'all peep the hook that he gave him right before the jab?
Yeah.
The hook that he gave right before the jab set it all up.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, y'all see that white cat that's out there right now that was like, I knocked Tanked out before? I dropped him before? I swear to God, look it up. And it's the same fucking sequence.
Yeah.
A hook is a hook, and he took a step back and took a fucking knee and walked off. And start jumping up and down, stumping his legs, trying to get. I swear to God, it's the same sequence, bro.
Hey, facts.
He was like, not a fighter where I'm going to show y'all what I've been talking about. And he fucking put the tape out there, bro. I said, damn, that's the same shit he did.
Big old facts, 93 out of 10. He said Tank complained about going to Saudi because he needed a KO to win. Otherwise, he would have been cheated. Now he said he was cheated to NY by a draw. Which one is it? Facts, bro.
Listen, man. I just was like, listen. Once I heard him say the shit about, he took the knee because he didn't want to get knocked out. I was like, okay. Again, that's one of the dynamics that people are going to just completely overlook if they rematch. Roach knows how to hit Tank to where Tank is leery of getting knocked the fuck out by this dude. He ain't worried about that about these other guys because he
bro. But
slides forward and take that shit until he catches you.
Yeah, bro, you got YouTubers and Tank fans saying like, "Oh yeah, the jail." Like he said, "I got my hair done 3 days ago." Shit like that.
That shit is
right?
funny to me. That's why I played it, bro. That shit's funny to me. But because that's something you keep to yourself, bro. You don't say that shit out loud.
I seen a video of a guy. No. I seen a video of a YouTube short of a guy. He was breaking it down, and there was like a little part of his braid did kind of.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. I grew up in the era where niggas had Jerry curls.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm telling you, in my era, niggas had Jerry curls,
I've never seen no one stopping themselves
trying
from
to hear
that
shit.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
he had grease. He had some braids. These motherfuckers had drip, follow the drip ass Jerry curls.
And then you got like fucking YouTubers like Boxing Shigo and Boxing Ego, right? Like talking like, oh man, I'm a detective, I'm a forensic. Look at this shit.
I'm not hating against Tank, bro.
I googled. No, I'm not, because I like Tank, but you got people who Google this shit. Google the product, or like, yeah, this could irritate your eye. Yes, bro. Boxing Ego.
Nah, ain't nobody doing it.
No, bro, he did that shit.
Anything in your eye gonna irritate your eye. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah,
Let me ask anybody on this panel. When he claimed, okay, we know he said it was hair grease. Did you see him squint his eye any motherfucking time, or wipe his eye any time, or any of that shit show a sign that something was bothering his eye? Fuck no. You know what bothers his eye? That right hook and that jab. That's what the fuck bothers his fucking eye.
I think that jab cracked him right in the orbital, bro. Like,
I promise
right
you,
in the
dog.
eye,
Look the
bro.
video. Dude punched him. He did the same exact sequence. I swear to God. Dude stole on him. He took a step back and looked at the ref and took a fucking knee. He did the same thing. I said, damn.
Facts, man.
Yeah, but I was telling,
and the thing is, and here's the thing.
Bro.
Here's the thing. If that was the case and you were rattled and you didn't want to lose a fight, that was smart. That was smart. You tainted your intelligence by saying it was hair grease. It's smart to take a knee before somebody get a chance to jump on your ass. You get what I'm saying? Get you out of there. That's boxing. Ain't no harm, no foul in that. So I don't know, man. But he made it where a meme could be about him. That shit funny. I don't give a fuck. Some shit shouldn't be said out loud. I got my hair done 2 days ago. Now fuck that. It did 2 days ago.
That's funny, bro. That's funny. But it's true, bro, because it's like, dang, you talking about greased hair and shit. Like, we've seen so many fighters with the same shit. You'd probably using even the same product.
But you can't, right? But you can't use that as an excuse, bro. You're a professional. You're a professional.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
Accept it as
true, bro.
He's asking at me. You are a professional. There is no excuse once you get between them ropes, bro. You know how many fighters I done heard say, "Oh, I was sick," or "My pinky was broke," "My toe." I don't want to hear that shit. You got in the fucking ring. Hamza Shiraz got his ass whooped by diamonds. All of a sudden, a day and a half later, he say his hand was broken. Bullshit. Bullshit. You just had no motherfuckers gonna come forward on your ass like that and really get with you. That's all it was. He wasn't ready for it. That's the same thing with Lamont. I think he didn't think Lamont was gonna come like that.
Yeah, that's true. He wasn't. He just thought it'd be another WBA super featherweight in the
Because it doesn't excuse. It does not excuse the other thing you said. You wasn't looking at this fight like it was serious. You was bullshitting. How you want to know how you know you was bullshitting? How you know what round it was? It was. How you didn't know what round it was? Your corner your corner is telling you, I need these next 3 rounds. I need these next 2 rounds. How you didn't know what round it was? You was bullshitting. That's what it was. And it cost you. That's you being unprofessional, bro. Just chalk it up as that. And get the rematch going, bro. It's not like you going into this fight. Nobody had you to be the favorite. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I had them to win. I said Tank was gonna get around between 7 and 10.
Shit. That's why I said 8. I thought 8.
You know what I mean? But to hear that, I was like, what? When he said that, I was like, he did not just say this shit out loud. Like, did he just say that? Nah, man. And even to acknowledge that is to acknowledge that the knee should have been warranted. You saying that, you took a knee.
That's what I was saying, man. When you were gone, so we were talking, and I was like, yeah, man, I'll be watching. I just watched the one championship, kickboxing and Muay Thai and shit. Saw someone take a knee in the kickboxing bout, so they counting. So it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if you're in boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai. You take a knee, the ref starts counting. So the ref was the big difference.
He dropped the ball.
In that shit. Yeah.
He dropped the ball. Oak Tree says this draw versus Lamont worse than Ali losing to Spinks. It's one of the same because the reason Ali salutes to Spinks, St. Louis native, goddamn it, that's St. Louis royalty. Everybody be undisputed with them niggas. That's the Spinks family. If y'all don't know, that's that family. But to answer your question, Oak Tree, It's one of the same because both of them underestimated the competition. Both of them did. That was the reason Ali lost. Because he underestimated him. He thought it was just gonna be easy picking. 6-0 fucking Leon. Oh, I should be getting him the fuck up out of here. He just did that. And I think that was one of the same with Tank. I'm not saying that's why the fight went. I'm not taking up from Lamont's skills at all. Because I saw that shit. He was answering that shit.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything Tank threw, he had to answer back. That's what he did. Ain't no one did that.
Yeah, and nobody did. And he stood in the fire with that motherfucker. Even when I was watching, I said, he gonna stand there with Tank?
Yeah,
Damn. And then he made Tank get on his skates, bro. He made Tank get on his skates. Tank was using that whole ring. And that fucked me up. I said, damn. All right. This motherfucker must have got some pop. But for Tank to back up, he got some pop. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If anybody tell me Lamont ain't got no pop with Tank,
he does.
He has something to make Tank feel like this nigga to rattle my brain. Tank not backing up if you ain't got no fucking pop. You know how many times see this man get hit in the head and fucking go for it?
Yep.
He had something, bro.
We seen Ryan hit him flush. We seen Rowley hit him flush. We seen Frank Martin hit him flush.
Facts. That kid had something. As we say, he had some mustard. He had some mustard on them knuckles, boy. I swear to God, he did. So for people to take from Lamont Roach what he did, y'all are crazy, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. I even like to Oak Tree. You know, no, I'm not. I'm maybe to Oak Tree. I'm picking Lamont to probably win. Man, maybe not. Let me say it like
I'm gonna say this to help you out one. I'm gonna say this out to help you out round one. The reason I felt like they weren't gonna give him that motherfucking knee, right? They weren't gonna overturn it into a knockdown because the if factor. If that, let's say, if they had counted as a knockdown, we don't know how that fight would have transitioned from that point.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? We don't know how Tank would have felt getting counted, and he would have went out there probably with ham. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I felt like it would have been a DQ.
I'm
for the corner.
I'm gonna say it like this.
Yeah.
If Tank doesn't, if they rematch or when they rematch, if Tank doesn't stop him or rock him or buckle him with something, he loses that fight on points.
Yeah. Because Lamont showed, boy, I'm ready to answer anything you throw.
Yeah, and he took some hell of a crazy body shots that would have folded anybody else. Because I seen him.
He stole on him. Boy, he caught Tank in the sixth. He caught motherfucking Lamont in that 6th round, boy.
Yo, did you see Lamont's face? It was all he a brown skinned dude with a red swollen face.
Yeah,
man, that dude, bro. The way his body shifted, how he bounced it back, fucked me up. Tank stole on him. His head said boop. His neck went this way, then his body followed. And then he bounced back, said, come back here, bitch. Bop, 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 bop. I said, damn. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, this dude is not going to be denied today, man.
He wanted that shit.
And that's the thing about Roach. Like I said, I'll be like, man, Tank is going to come out to La Cucaracha. He going to come out to that song. He going to do this. He going to do that. He going to knock him out.
Hey,
he
man.
going to squish him like a bug. Nah, man. Roach proved me wrong, bro.
Yeah, he proved that a lot of he proved everybody because he proved me wrong.
Bro.
Man, I gave him his respect. Oak Tree said Lamont visibly buzzed Tank a couple of times. He did that. I know the rounds. He did 7, 8, and 9.
Hey,
he buzzed him 3 times, bro.
And to Oak Tree, let me say, I'm sorry, but let me say to Oak Tree because he did say this. But okay, I'm giving more because I didn't give Lamont that much of a chance, right? I just thought 8-round knockout for Tank. So I did it. But this one is like a 50-50. But at the same time, it's hard because it's like you got Tank. You got remember when Canelo fought Triple G the first time and a lot of people thought Triple G should have won the first one?
He won that. I still think he won.
I thought he go, of course. But that's what it is when you're fighting the A side, man.
Well, you're fighting the champ. I hate using the A side. So you are fighting the champ. You got to take it for the champ. I do believe that you have to show that you're better than your opposition. If you make it anywhere close, the champ usually gets the nod. I do understand that. But in this case, with the knee and all this shit, it was like, dude, you could visibly see that Tank was frustrated as fuck. If you follow Tank like I follow Tank, man, Tank went through A, B, C, and D.
He did. He did. You know what he looked like? I remember when Canelo was fighting, like people like Bivol, or even Caleb Plant. He started getting frustrated with Caleb Plant
But
because
you know he don't like
he
boxers.
couldn't time. You know,
Yeah, he don't like
that's
boxers.
what I'm saying. And Caleb and Bivol, especially Bivol. I mean, look, Canelo got like 2 L's from boxers like Bivol and Mayweather, man.
Yeah, he don't
So it's
like
like,
boxers at
you know,
all,
when you
bro.
get, man. So when
And
you get
he
people like
lost. He
that.
lost to Triple G, and he lost.
And
I
I
feel
thought
like he lost to Laura. He
Yeah,
lost to
exactly.
Laura, bro.
Another boxer who what was a split decision, like kind of like that. Not like Triple G. I thought it was more closer than that, but still, I thought Laura won. But man, boxers, man, that's the thing.
Yeah, boxers is Canelo's kryptonite, bro. If you keep him occupied, you could coast to a win, 100%. He said Lamont held his own, but I think his performance is being overstated, in my opinion. No, like I'm not saying like I know we giving him a lot of praise, right? We giving Lamont a lot of praise because nobody expected Lamont to do it. AC called it.
Yeah,
But
no,
we felt like majority of the world felt like Tank was going to walk
he was
over this
gonna
dude.
knock him out. Yeah,
Look at what you were looking at. You look at a guy that campaigned at 130, right?
Yeah.
You look at his
Who he
last
beat,
fights;
right?
they weren't all of that, right?
Right.
You know, for him to get in there and show a different ability. Before I went live, I said, hopefully we get a case of what's my guy that fought Terrence Crawford at 154?
Madrimov.
I said, hopefully we get a case of Madrimov because Madrimov, I said, Terrence would beat the fuck out this cat.
Yeah,
but lo and behold, Madrimov came in and fought a way different fight that he ever fought before. He has never fought like that. He was the most patient motherfucker I ever seen. If the Madrimov you just saw in that Virgil fight, if that Madrimov would have fought fucking Bud would have washed his ass. But he didn't do that.
Yeah.
He didn't do none of that at all, bro. He didn't do nothing. And Lamont came in the same way. He did not fight like now other fight. That morning, I watched the other 3 fights.
That's the thing. But that's 35, the thing I wasn't giving him. That's
at
the thing
35, Lamont looked amazing for that night.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
So I got to give him that. Like he had the poise, he had the patience, he had the power, and he was willing to trade with Tank. And I think that's what
I don't even want to see Lamont at 130 no more, bro. That's how good I just be like.
Yeah,
he don't need to go to 130. He needs to stay at 135.
There is no reason for him to go to 130, and if he doesn't,
I agree.
And if he doesn't get the Tank rematch,
no,
then please take that Shakur Stevenson.
Go to Shakur.
But if he does, because right now, Foster and Navarrete, they're over in top rank. They got the belts. If he does, I would want him to fight one of those two because Navarrete has a draw with the guy Foster could have a trilogy with, right? You know, like he could be out there fighting one of those guys, man, and that'd be a good fight. Foster,
it would, but why go back down and suffer when there's another huge chick out there with you with
That's
Shakur?
What I'm saying. That's the only thing I want him to do. If he's not
and on top of that, if you beat Shakur, Tank ain't got no reason but to fight your ass now.
That Shakur fight comes on the Riyadh season card.
Yeah.
Regardless if they headlining or the co-main, you're on a Riyadh season card.
And you gonna get paid.
You gonna get paid like a motherfucker. And people were like, but then why would listen, if Tank is not going to fight him, we've seen Tank flip-flop in the past. He just flip-flopped because he said, I'll do it next year. And then
he just
recently made a statement that said we could do it in May. So that's a flip-flop, bro.
Right.
Whether you want to call it or not, it is what it is. So I'm saying this. People thought Pitbull Cruz beat Tank. Has Tank rematched Pitbull Cruz yet? No.
Nope.
He talked about it, but it ain't happened.
Nope.
It will.
And the rematch was one way if Tank lost. So you got to draw. Is there in his mind? You feel what I'm saying? He don't give a fuck like what people would say. Yo, if you supposed to be a Floyd prodigy, then Floyd did this with Maidana. He did this with this. Yeah, but Tank is not Floyd.
Right.
Tank is Tank. Floyd is Floyd. And so if Tank wants to walk away and have this shit be a draw, and leave it at that and say, you know what? I am not going to do that shit Deontay Wilder did, and then went into the second fight almost immediately and then really got my ass washed. Listen, it is what it is, because I was just talking retirement.
Bro, I'm with you, bro.
Retirement, and I fought like my mind is on retirement.
Man, I'm with you on the AC. Fuck that. If Tank gonna walk away from the shit, let him walk away and go fight Shakur. And if you could beat Shakur, get that fucking belt, and you gonna get the rematch.
Yeah. You'll force him out of retirement or whatever the fuck bullshit he talking. You'll force him out of that to do this. Now, some people was giving me pushback. Oh, you giving him an excuse, or you giving Shakur an excuse because Shakur just said he got hurt hands for Tank, but he's ready to fight Lamont Roach. I said, what you're missing is the dynamic. When you have two technical fighters like this, Shakur doesn't have to worry about throwing punches every second of every
rushing
round.
In. Right, somebody rushing in on his
You feel
ass.
what I'm saying? This is going to be a technical match. I could pop shot and win this fight.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Even though I still want Shakur hands to be nice.
Yeah,
if he do fight him though.
What I was trying to convey to everybody was, in the scope of things, as far as a dangerous fight, to where I still get a bag and I still have that built-in opponent of having a legitimate name and saying, yeah, I want to be able to stand in the pocket and just show my great boxing and defense, like he told Andre Ward. Lamont Roach is the perfect candidate for that, because both of you could stand in the pocket and get it in. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do that with Tank.
Here's the thing,
if you want that stellar showing of how good of a fighter you are, you fight Lamont Roach. Tank is always going to be there. If you beat Lamont Roach, you now force the Tank fight. Lamont Roach beats you, he forces the Tank fight.
It's a win-win for both of them. And not only that, it's an even bigger win for Lamont Roach, because he came up to 135 and he looked good at that weight. But we know Shakur a way bigger kid than Lamont. And he take fucking Shakur out. Shit.
Yeah, the story is told like this. Lamont Roach, right? He had his first opportunity to get a belt. He goes up against a common opponent with Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring effectively schools him. Shakur Stevenson schools Jamel Herring. People want to, certain people who are Tank haters or, the crazy diehard Shakur fans want the Tank versus Lamont. Wants Lamont Roach, because then you have that triangle theory.
Right.
Talking point. Well, effectively, Lamont Roach beat Tank. Lamont Roach lost to Jamel Herring, and Jamel Herring lost to Shakur. This is why Tank never wanted to fight Shakur. That's the only reason why these dudes want to see Lamont Roach. I want to see Lamont Roach versus Shakur because I think it's an excellent fight, and there is no given scenario.
But people who say that shit, they don't watch boxing.
100%.
They don't watch boxing, bro, because if you know about Sugar Shane Mosley, Vernon Forrest, and Mayorga, then you're not talking like that. You know styles make fights. This is why I say boxing fans contradict themselves. You can't say styles make fights and then say, well, such as beat him, so he shouldn't be able to beat. No, that's not how it works.
Exactly.
That's not how it works, bro.
Styles make fights. Lamont Roach style could give Shakur a lot of problems, and he could easily edge Shakur out on a split decision card. On a split decision card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what I'm saying?
I can't stand that shit. They be like, oh, well, if he lost to Jamel Herring, then he already be what makes you think he'll be him? Like, what are you talking about? These are all different styles that's blended together. You cannot
lost to
say
Jamel
that.
Herring when Jamel Herring was that guy, and he had no history with Jamel. Shakur beat Jamel Herring because they sparred damn near every fucking day.
And he was comfortable from the bell. I was there at the fight, bro.
Like,
I was there at the fight.
Come on, man. Like,
from the bell, he was comfortable with him in the ring, bro.
Context.
He was stepping to Jamel from the bell on.
Yeah.
I was there live. As soon as that motherfucker said ping, that dude jumped right in his face.
Yep.
And he was comfortable, like I said, because he sparred with him.
Yeah, it was just,
all the time.
He was
just
the
guy who said, I don't like to fight people I spar. Well, a lot of motherfuckers you've been fighting, bro, you sparred.
Yeah, he sparred him. And that's
but that's but I'm gonna tell you something. That's been Shakur kryptonite though. Why a lot of people don't want to get ring with him because he just sparred all them motherfuckers.
What is that? What's
you shouldn't do that.
You calling out people that you sparred already, and
they know what you about.
Why do I want to fight you? Fight somebody you haven't sparred. That's a
not
good
only
name.
that, not only that, he gave some of them fits. You know what I'm saying? If I can't catch you in sparring, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm not finna get out there and do all that. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
You know, you too. I'm too familiar with you, bro. I know what you finna do. You know what I mean? Whether if it's running, people want to call it running or whatever it was happening in that ring, it's something why when he call out his common opponents that's in his class, they don't want to fuck with him.
Definitely.
So then I always said that I felt like that was Shakur's kryptonite. He done sparred everybody he called out. He done sparred him more than one time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn. You know,
and you coming in with the advantage because sparring you not on weight.
Right. So you know, but no, I'm with it. I agree with y'all. Lamont, if you do not get the Tank fight, fuck it. Straight to Shakur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Right to Shakur.
But I gotta bounce out though. Great chat with everybody, man.
Right on, bro.
Yeah, right on, man.
I'll be back on tomorrow, fam.
For sure.
But yeah, man, I would think like if he doesn't fight Tank, I would think like just vacate your belt and just keep like calling out the champion that you have that's sanctioned in the same belt you have, you know?
Right. Oak Tree, if you want to come on up, that's the link, man. If you want to come on up and speak your points, fam.
Oh yeah, man.
This is the judges' table. This is the people's channel, bro.
No, yeah, bro. He be talking, and I always have to like.
Yeah, we not the end all be all, bro. I love hearing everybody else's perspective, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how we come to a collective and make a solid decision on what we talking about, bro. This ain't one of them channels where I just think I know it all. No, it ain't. That's not what it's about, bro.
Yeah,
that's for anybody in the chat. Anybody in the chat.
When he be throwing some shit out there on the chat, and I'll be like, I want to answer his shit because he be making some points sometimes and shit.
Yeah. That's how I run it over this way. This podcast, everybody invited to this motherfucking panel, bro.
But man, like look, like with Tank and shit and Roach, this shit, if it fights, I don't know. Tank, he needs to. If it's gonna fight, he'll probably do it next year. I'm not sure. You know, we've been seeing a lot of fighters, you know, not taking fights a lot, once a year shit, right? But if he does fight him, that's gonna be a good thing. I would like to see the rematch, but I would like to see Lamont even with any champion at 135 with Keyshawn, man, Loma. Even Loma, like
I think he has proved by being in with the best that he a formidable force for anybody.
Because like I said, I'm a Tank. I like Tank, so I think Tank. Like I said, I think Tank beats everyone at 135. Yeah, I've always said that. And then after this, it's it's giving me one shot. Like okay, it's putting me a back foot, but I'm gonna still put Tank in the
you got to because it's track record.
Yeah,
it's track record.
You know. Yeah,
you know, my thing is that it's just that blemish made it like 135 up for grabs, bro.
That's the thing.
Now it's remained to be seen if Lamont is a good fighter or a great fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta look at me. I'm not looking at it like because I like you know me. I like watching MMA, kickboxing, and all this shit, right? I'm a fight fan. So I'm not gonna look at this blemish like a real boxing fan or like some of these casual fans is gonna look at it. But I'm looking at it more because I didn't put Roach in up as a high standard because I thought he was just gonna get knocked out. No, I'm putting Roach up like okay, you know what? I can't say he's like I'm gonna give him this percentage or I'm gonna give him this percentage. Nah, he's gonna be right there in the forefront of this Tank fight the next time. A lot of people are even gonna. I wouldn't even be surprised if he might even be the favorite, bro, because of that. You know.
My thing, I think the second fight still it's a 50-50. I think Tank comes back in a lot more focused, but I also think that Roach has to know that Tank is going to come at him different, full force this time. You know what I'm saying? And I think Roach going to be prepared for it. Now, can Roach weather that storm? That remains to be seen. Yes, it was a draw, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a clear cut. It wasn't a clear cut decision. Right. It wasn't a clear-cut decision, so it remains to be seen that at the moment, Lamont Roach is a good fighter. It still remains to be seen if he's going to be a great fighter. That's why I'm saying if Tank won't give you that motherfucking rematch, fight Shakur and show the world your greatness. You know what I'm saying? And if he beats Shakur, okay, you can't help but say, okay, he up there. Because he just took out the guy that everybody won't Tank to fight. You see what I'm saying? Now these guys gotta butt heads. They have to. And if Tank denies to fight him after he beat Shakur, I don't know, tell y'all Tank fans then at that point. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to see him. You're gonna have to. So now I'm only speaking from if that was me. If that was
No,
me, I'm not wasting no time.
I'm agreeing with you, man. Shit.
Yeah, I'm not wasting no time. I'm striking by the iron hot. Tank, you want to fight? You bullshitting? I'm going to Shakur. And then I'm going to beat Shakur. And then I'm coming to your ass. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't, the people going to judge. I mean, that's why I call it the judges table, bro. One thing about boxing, we know what we saw. Whether people felt like how Oak Tree say, he didn't look like how we saying, right? And I know it sounds like we giving Roach a ton of praise, like he the shit. No, it's coming off like that, but that's not what we mean.
No, exactly.
All I'm saying is, what other fighter you saw do Tank like this? You can't find one. You can't find one, right? So there's something there. That's all I'm saying. There is something there. Now, was it a flash in the pan? I don't know. That's what the second fight would tell us. You get what I'm saying? Or if he fights, Shakur might be, and that still doesn't tell us. He might be just that one fighter that has Javante's
It could have been. It could have been Tank's one of those bad nights for Tank. It could have been that too. You know, we don't know. But
it's like it could have been a bad night, but that remains to be seen. If that's what it was, it should be no problem making a rematch.
Until the
I'm
rematch,
finna get
yeah. I thought better be of like, man, he didn't knock out Big Boy. Maybe it was a bad match. No, man, they were just that good.
They were they were the top,
they were the top.
They were the top of their class for a reason.
Exactly.
They were the top of their class for a reason.
I mean,
if we get a third one, it's gonna be the same way, bro.
Because when Bud and Spence, when that was because everyone was talking, I'm like, man, that's gonna be a 50-50 fight. My brother, he was telling me, nah, Bud, I think Bud's
I kept
gonna
saying
take
Bud
this
was gonna
shit.
get him because nobody could speak on. And I'm an Earl fan, bro.
Yeah, me too. And then he's like, you didn't see the way Bud was stopping people. Bud's gonna stop him. I'm like, nah, this is a 50-50 fight. Nope. He told me the same shit. And I remember when Jamel came up to fight Canelo, people were just saying, oh, Jamel is no, man, my bro Jamel, he's undisputed for a reason. Y'all motherfuckers
I knew that shit was gonna go that way.
I didn't know it was like that. And then my brother was like, nah, it's because my brother, man, he used to go to boxing and shit. So I guess he knows more, maybe, he used to do boxing a lot. I used to do karate and MMA and shit. But yeah, man, he would just be telling me, nah, man, you tripping. Jamel, he's there for a paycheck. Man, I still haven't seen Jamel in the ring after that.
I swear to God, I told everybody that, bro. I said, dog, this dude not finna do shit no fucking Canelo, bro. He's not. He was the last man replacement for his brother. He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready for in that type of time. But the thing about Bud and Earl, I knew it was gonna go that way. Everybody was coming over, man. You tripping. I said, what skills that you think he got that's gonna rival Bud? Well, he bigger than him. I said, being bigger than somebody and stronger is not a skill.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not a skill, bro.
I mean, I always I kind of had it for Earl maybe, but it was hard because that was like to me a 50-50 fight. But the way Bud made it look, nah, he didn't make it look that way. It was like, damn, he threw me way off. Like the way shit.
Yeah, but hey, Oak Tree said, I know this off topic. It ain't never off topic over here, man. We talk boxing. That's the only topic. I start Oak Tree. Salute to you, man. I hope you hit that like button. I hope you subscribe. But over here, I start with my main topics in the beginning, and then boxing is the topic, bro. Real talk, real spit, bro. He said, I know this is off topic, but keep an eye on Canelo and Skull. You want to know something? When all this shit was going on, when Turkey started talking to him, I said he fights Skull first. Nobody believed me because it didn't make no sense. Because Bud said, the reason it didn't make sense was because Bud said he wanted to become 3-time undisputed. I knew that shit was gonna fall into play, bro. Now he's finna try to fight Skull, get his belt back. And I said, if I'm Canelo, that's the easiest fight I'm gonna do. Get my belt back. I didn't care they took it because I can go get it back and then get a big fight. And look what's happening now.
Felt like Canelo's going 12
now
rounds.
this is the fight though. This is the fight. If William Skull can stay disciplined with his tall ass and stay behind that fucking jab, Canelo could have a long night. But I'm gonna tell you something about the Cuban style. When you rush into a Cuban, he start moving too fucking much. He moved too fucking much to the point where he start running around the ropes and shit like that. He get close to the ropes. And guess who like when you get close to the ropes? Canelo. That's when he does his best work.
That's true. That he
so
does.
I'm gonna tell you, the Cuban style is one of those styles where you gotta be a special. Like I know everybody be like, "Oh, the Cuban style, the Cuban style." Yes, it's one of the best styles, but everybody not Idris Landy Laura. See, he was one of the fighters where he could do a Cuban style and he make it boring enough, he gonna win. Like my boy Nine say, because all he gonna do is trot around and pot shot. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Given that Laura knocking shit out now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, William Skull, if you go look at his fights, he stands stretched out. His legs are far apart. He got a long jab, and he don't keep his fucking phone to his ear. I'm telling you, look for Canelo. The weed is way in, so land a body shot, slow that ass down, and you're going to see William Skull fold up, muffin up with his high guard, and you'll be catching a lot of punches. Canelo's going to get that belt back, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just telling you, that's how I see it. Now, I'm hoping we get a Madrimov special and Skull show me different. But I've been people, who's William Skull? I'm like, bro, I watch everything. I know who the fuck he is.
I wanted William Skull to fight before Canelo. That would have been good. I wanted him to fight Billy.
But see, that was the thing. He would have beaten Billy.
You think so?
Yeah, because Billy big and he's gas that good.
Forward. Yeah, that's true.
But he swings kind of wide, bro.
That's true. My brother was telling me like, nah, Skull would box Billy.
Yeah,
probably knock him out. And I'm like, how? He's look at the way. Look at Billy's last fight. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen his last 3 fights.
His gas tank ain't good at all. He swing. His hooks come from the Himalayas, bro. They so wide. You know, he just big and strong, and he rely on that to get that one punch in. And nah, man, he wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. My brother's like, hell no. What the fuck? Billy, look at
everybody kept saying Canelo gonna fight Billy or William Skull. I said, you finna fight Skull. Why would I fight Billy when I can go get my belt back?
Yeah, it's true, huh? Because I wanted to see that, but you know who I wanted to see though, for real? I want to see stop. People be making fun of me when I say this, but it's my boy. I want to see Jamal Charlo versus Billy or William Skull.
I can see it. I
wanted to see that.
I don't think they ever coming back, bro. I'm be real with you, bro.
Everybody. I know everybody.
They keep teasing like they coming back, bro. I don't know what's holding them back. I don't know.
You know, I'm a Charlo fan. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I used to hate them, but for a minute, like by 2017, 2017, I started liking them. Like,
man,
you know what? I can't hate on these.
Them dudes should be mega stars, bro.
And they were my favorite, bro. Like, I remember my favorite fights were when they were in the card, but I think Jamal won, but that's when Jamal took his first L. But you know, those are my dudes, bro. I'm not gonna hate, especially when Jamal. People are like, "Oh, he ain't shit." Like, I'm an MMA fighter fan, and a kickboxer, so I'm not gonna take one L like how boxing fans take it. So I'm like, nah, y'all tripping. Look, and then I could say like,
no, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yeah. But even Jamal, when he fought what's his name? Castro.
Cassano.
Cassandra, yeah. Everybody said he lost that fight, and it was a draw. And
he did because that was another fight should have been knocked down.
Yeah,
he sat on that bottom rope, bro.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, damn, that's not knocked down, bro.
Right? Yeah, and they're supposed to be counting a knockdown when it's like he's landing on the rope. That's a knockdown, even though it's not. But he's land, yeah. But they didn't count it. But still, it's like, damn, it's a draw. But then look at him, bro. He came back and knocked him. Bro, Jamel is my boy, bro, and Jamal too. But he need to get Caleb Plant. He need to whip that boy's ass.
But that's what pissed me off because like you shouldn't have to get in a close fight or get a loss to come back to light a fire on your ass.
Yeah, no, it's not like Jamel got knocked out anyway. He don't have a knockout loss, bro. Look, he just got like I thought. Yeah, the Harrison fight. I thought he won that fight. Maybe it's me being biased, but he should have won that fight.
I got an interview with Holyfield, right?
Yeah,
He told me his interesting story that fucked me up. He said when I first started boxing, I got in the pros. He said I was doing real good, and I always looked to my mama for praise, and I didn't care about nobody else. Long my mama was proud, I was happy, And he was
yeah.
like, "But my mom used to always ask me, why the fuck you gotta wait till somebody whooping your ass to whoop their ass? Just whoop their ass." You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt about the Charlo. Like, just beat their ass because
Beat their ass.
I
Yeah,
always felt like they were so talented, and the Charlos should have been pay-per-view draws. They should have been, and they never
I'm a
was.
Charlo fan, so to me,
And when they
they're
finally
like
got their
something.
pay-per-view, one loss and the other one won, it was like after that they became null and void. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. But they're still good. Like, even Jamel, like I want Jamal, his next fight, if he does come back, it has to be at 168. And Mel at 160.
Man,
Maybe Lara and
who
Mel.
knows? They big kids, man. I hope so. That they come back and just have a fight. That's all I want them to do, bro. Come back. And I hate that Jamel let the shit pass with I think it was Jamel when Bud called him out after the Earl fight. That shit should have happened. That should have been the next fight.
That would have been a big fight. That would have
That shouldn't have been Madrimov. That should have been
would've-
Jamel.
They would have, yeah. But Jamel took the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
Later on.
That should have been them going at it, bro.
But see Jamel, but I don't want to see Jamel 154. I want to see him at 160. I feel like he could be making big fight. Like him and Lara, that's a good fight.
And the other one should be handling this shit right here. That fight needs to happen, bro. Caleb Plant and old boy.
Yeah, get Mel and Laura as the co-main, Mel and Laura as the main, and then in the co-main you got Caleb Plant and
Right.
and Caleb Plant got a belt. He got the interim belt.
Yeah, and it just feel like, man, like y'all gotta get out here. But what's going on? 3 years for one and 2 years the other one?
Yeah, it is. Basically.
They on that Johnny Depp, bro. They on that
I'm
Johnny
scared
Depp.
to death. I'm scared to death. I'm scared to death. I'm frightened and I don't know what to do. I'm confused and I want to go home.
100%. That's how I feel about them. They don't know which way is up right now, and they need to get it together. Because I ain't gonna lie, I want to come back in the mix with everything going on the way it's going. Go on and insert yourself and get this shit popping. Because until then, you look like you're scared to death and you just want to go home. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Well, I'm feeling good right now too, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this off round one, man. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. ProBox got a fight card. I will be back on tomorrow for the fight party. Everybody, I hope you're feeling good like me, man. I really do.
Hey guys, it's been a little while since we had this talk. But I've been feeling like a lot better. A lot better!
Stop this shit. I'm feeling good like right.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow there is the pro box. There's UFC, so I'm gonna have a good night like I did tonight, bro. The
Damn right.
DAZN card, the one championship fight. You know, so yeah, man. As a fight fan, that's another night for me to enjoy.
Damn right. All right, round one. I'll catch you tomorrow, man.
All right, man. Catch y'all. Catch y'all to the chat too. Peace.
Right on. Deuces. All right, y'all, man. Salute to everybody who came through. I appreciate it. Like I said, I feel good. I feel better, man. Hey. I don't even want to talk no more about the turkey shit until some more shit come out. I ain't gonna stunt. I feel bad how you doing, Bavov. But other than that, it is what it is. Hopefully we get a rematch announcement. And I'm waiting on the official announcement from the New York State Athletic Commission. Because they put it out that they're not overturning, but they didn't give a whole trill spiel on it. So I'll talk about that then. It's a lot of other shit going on in boxing we need to be talking about instead of this shit. To be real with you. So we definitely gonna get into that. All right. Yeah, 100%, man. I'm your boy Slick 50, man. All right. Y'all make sure y'all show up and show out tomorrow. Everybody sitting here, make sure y'all hit the like button. All right. And hit that subscribe button for your boy one time. And I'm up out of here. Y'all be easy. Deuces.
Today, being retarded means leading a...
Oh, yeah, this for all the ones that, you know, them ones. Y'all know what I'm talking
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor. Today...